labels, the haters speaking on me. Glizzy singing pressure, rebuking the demons breathing on me. I'm chasing meals, 1 foot in the field, I'm trying to snatch it out. But since it's something, leave it stuck, ain't shit to talk about. Confidential, when we speak of business, cause these niggas iffy. Envy from the closest, won't be surprised if the homies shit me. Now opposition, think they want above, cause niggas straight offense. Keep my name in they dinner and dick right on like these groupie bitches. If he ain't prone to go for soda, then I ain't fucking with him. Respected and connected, with the street shit, I'm a made nigga. My thoughts, severe and sucker sides are trying to blow him down. He crossing for a bitch, just imagine them people come around. On the glizzy.
DJ Beats.
I'm tired of the fake ass love they be giving. Say you ain't the same, but I'm knowing you ain't different. Off a perk right now, I was getting in my feelings. I think people try to hurt me just to see if I'ma feel it. I was trying to feel some things I ain't felt in a little minute. I was giving you my heart, my last came with it. You was shooting for the stars, I was shooting for a million. I was young and I ain't understand, I'm older now I get it. Come my phone, what you doing, bitch, I'm working, I ain't chilling. Say you love me when I'm down, but hate it when I'm winning. I was sober for some years, but I got a junkie in me. Family in the chain gang, I ain't seen them in a minute. Black tea, black sheep, I'm the one that you had left eye. Stars in the roof, now I'm headed to the west side. Never fall in love with a bitch, I know she ain't mine. Treat her like the rollie on the wrist, watch her pass time. Used to be in love, but I learned my lesson back then. I just want a hoe who do it better than my last bitch. I'm pouring up the red, Kayla told me I was damn me. I got problems in my head, baby, I come with some baggage. But got it coming home, I don't wanna see his mama cry. Big boss, I ain't tripping if a nigga gotta die. Tryna get them M's for that pain in his mama eyes. I gotta be headstrong, but deep down it's hurting me inside. I was down bad, had to call the plug back. I know the script, I'm sticking to it like a thumb tape. I cut him off for playing games, how you love that? Shawty got the thuggin' with my heart, I had to thug back. I could press a button on you, bitch, kill a pop off. Wanted to look out for my daddy, you a locked up. Wanna see my cousin one more time, but she boxed up. Graveyard talking to the dead, bitch, I'm chopped up. Started from the bottom, now I'm CEO and business. Granny told me never ever put no trust up in these bitches. When they speaking from mistakes that they had made, you gotta listen. I'll be working till the sun comes up, I ain't fit. My brother told me keep that thing on me. I get to myself like, what they trying on me? Yeah, I'ma pull up on you, gas tank on me. If you love me like you say you do, you gotta show me something I gotta see.
Niggas know me, been off the points is like back when.
Recording
field,
just
bitch,
got.
we be something like the Pac-10.
Gang win. We around this motherfucker, back.
Come back, bitch. Stand on that. To the head, I'll show a nigga's feelings. My ninth and wood nigga up the street from the village.
We ain't in it, you niggas don't talk no blocks, we ain't in it.
Make sure you put him down, never leave a witness. No love for the suckers, never on forgetting. Stomp down on these niggas, cause niggas is big. Ooh, about to blow something. Man got the stick.
y'all know what it is. It's Gangland TV. Sit there and live. Hit the like button. Don't be boosty. And subscribe to the channel. And hit the notification bell, man. That shit easy, man. You know what I'm saying? Easy. Subscribing, that's free as fuck. Hit the notification bell, that's free as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. That shit's free.
Gang in the field, bitch, we be something like the Pac-10.
Come on now, man. What's going on, Gangland? Top of it. Grand Rising, you know, top of the pyramid, you know. What's going on, man, with the world, man? Hey, we back. Shout out to everybody who tapped in last night for Gangland at the Dark. You know, we was popping it last night. Gangland at the Dark style. A lot of people was tapping into the content and tap into the clubhouse as well. You know, when you tap into the clubhouse, you know, you there'd be some good dialogue in there, you know, and it's genuine. You see what I'm saying? That's what we about, man. Being genuine, being loyal, being, you know, not on no foofy shit. And that's what it seems like you motherfuckers be on. Now, all this shit like we've been going through, and you know, like I say, man, people they've been trying to slander a nigga name and do me dirty, you know. So I had to clap back, you know, and threats was made. Oh man, this and that. You gonna laugh now, cry later, all this and that. But it's like, all right, whatever you think you got, man. Hey, I'm telling you, I got something right up the gun. You know, I got something locked and loaded, ready. You know, they want to try to play some little fake ass games, whatever they want to try to play. We ready for it. You know, because it's hey, when motherfuckers doing how they doing, motherfuckers scheming and shit, doing shit, man. Like I mean, man, they wants to leave me alone. They wants to leave me alone. They wants to leave me alone. You know, cause she get wicked. She gonna get wicked, nigga. Period. You know, like I say, I don't bother motherfuckers. Motherfuckers bothering me, man. I'm over here minding my business, and all of a sudden, motherfuckers popping out, looking like something out of bootleg boutique store. You know what I'm saying? Something out of bootleg boutique store. You know what I'm saying? In the boutique that sell nothing but knockoff shit. You know what I'm saying? Dressed from the boutique, the Mexican boutique that's still the knockoff. And like I'm minding my business, and you come out looking like the Mexican mannequin. You see what I'm saying? I'm minding my business, and you pop out looking like the Mexican mannequin, talking shit about me when I ain't did nothing to none of you motherfuckers. Motherfucker always nigga, and then be trying to play victim and all this old shit, nigga. I got Texas and everything to prove it. Like, come on, man, make this make sense. Make this make sense, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Tall Glass, Miss Cynthia, Juicy, you know, niggas in the bushes still. Anonymous Angel, Carly C, Latanya Gaston. Shout out Florida in the building. You know, don't get mad at me, nigga. Don't get mad at me.
Salute.
Oh man, what's going on with you? You were sleepy last night?
Hell yeah, man.
I
Salute.
was I was up on one of my ones. I was like, man, let's get it.
Man, started off early this morning.
Yeah, we gotta start it off for the early folk. It's Sunday. We don't want to keep them up, too long. People gotta go to work tomorrow. Things of that nature.
Right.
Yeah.
Dang, I'm like, so what? We still somebody's still trying to bag or what's up, man?
Nah, I'm just speaking. You know what I'm saying? In general, I'm just speaking in general. Because a motherfucker was texting threats of, we'll laugh now, cry later, and all this shit. Like, hey man, this is the thing, right? The shit that I'm posting, the pictures, the videos, those are all factuals. Don't get mad that the facts are being laid out, the way they are due to the fact of people being messy. Y'all motherfuckers want this shit to be love and hip hop. Well, here you go.
Hey, sometimes you gotta do, like you said, you gotta do some straightening sometimes, People want to put stuff out there that's like a smear campaign. Well, let's smear the queer, right?
And like I said, y'all want to sit there and do all that with, man, I got shit locked and loaded.
That's crazy, man. See, now that you've shown those kinds of things, I would think they would stop it. If they ain't gonna stop, you got more.
I got more.
Locked and loaded.
I got more, and I got more stories that's gonna have you like, wait a fucking minute. Wait. Nigga, no, I know this ain't what's going on in the home. Yeah, I got shit locked and loaded. That's factual. Nothing fabricated. Nothing is a lie. Factuals.
So I guess people are gonna learn the hard way. I guess they want to be hard headed and keep going, And
leave me the fuck alone, man.
I understand some people are saying don't give it no energy, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do, because what's happening is this person is saying things to destroy your character. And sometimes you got to bring out them facts and clear up some shit so that people know what's going on for real. And I hate to say it that way, but we all have to go through it at some point in time, whether it's real life, online. You got a business going on here.
Man, I don't know what it is, man. I just be hating shit on some other shit.
Whatever. Sometimes, this is the point where you're doing good, you're pushing forward, you're pushing through the mud, and you at that point where you about to pop. You already popping, but you about to pop to the next level. And sometimes we gotta fight that last, fight to get there. You always got some opposition in anything you do. So you're doing what you need to do, man. Hey man, I used to be, nice and ignore shit, but now I'm like, you know what? Let's get it.
Yeah, man.
I'm still nice, but sometimes you gotta give it up,
Yeah, man. I'm just like, man, like this is the thing, right? Like, y'all motherfuckers be fucking with me, and then when I clap back, is laugh now, cry later. Motherfucker, you was over there trying to this nigga couldn't even pay $900. She gonna lie and say, nigga, I sent that money back. You sent it back. I sent it back. Bitch, that wasn't no sent back, receipt sent back. That was money that was sent and never sent back. The videos that I was showing, that was money that was sent and never sent back. What is you talking about, man? Like, make that make sense, man. Y'all just mad that I keep coming with factuals. Y'all mad I'm coming with receipts. I got motherfucker was sitting on their ass and doing this and that. Man, I can screenshot, man, my motherfucking account. Like come on, man, make it make sense. We go back from dates of what my accounts was at certain dates. And we can do that. We could go back, man. Stop it. We could go back. We could
Well,
go back.
you
So
got
stop, man. Make it make sense, man. Make this make sense. We could go back. I don't gotta lie about nothing, man. I don't gotta lie about nothing. That motherfuckers trying to make themselves seem like they all high and mighty. Like I said, man, motherfucker running around here with big dudes.
Oh, here we go.
So go ahead, man. Y'all think that's why I had to turn my camera off. Y'all, you and the Buster from Augusta. Hey, hope you know that nigga like me and too, because that nigga boyfriend keep coming over here fucking with us. I hope I'm just saying. That nigga boyfriend keep coming over here fucking with us. Y'all know who he is. The motherfucker that come up here, the little weirdo. You know. Y'all know the little weirdo that be popping up here on that weird ass shit.
I'm trying to figure out if he's mentally challenged.
Man. Mm-mm.
Cause he's.
I don't think he's mentally challenged. I wouldn't think he's mentally challenged. I don't think he's mentally challenged. Man, what's up with my sister? Where you been at? Where you been? Where you been at?
Yo, what's good? What's good, my brother Ronald Mac,
What's going on with you,
brother,
gang?
gangland family. Been traveling, overseas, been busy, fighting for justice, working on cases, doing what I do, because I am an advocate and an activist for our people, and want justice. And lots going on in these streets and in the world. You know what I'm saying? You feel me, sweetie?
Hell yeah, it's a lot of shit going on, man. We gonna go through some shit, some stories today, some different stories
Oh,
today. We gonna go through, but
um,
I just had to address the bullshit that these people start. Y'all like you people start with me, like this is the thing, right? We're gonna have an actor from the series Street Justice appear on Gangland next week.
okay.
Now, on that broadcast, we're going to broadcast about the episode 2 of like how they came about of Shanquella Robinson, and also other episodes like because one of my friends is in episode 4. He's acting in episode 4, so we gonna ask him about that as well. Um, when we do run that interview, later on in that interview, just so happen like it said, like we do the interview, he gets off, we still talking. We gonna be talking about the situation at hand. We ain't gonna get into no messy shit. We ain't gonna get to know, you see what I'm saying? So this nigga had a person, an actor from Street Legal on their platform, and later on that same episode, that same broadcast, you got this little head ass bitch hopping up there talking shit about me. That's weird. Like, who does that?
Mm,
Like, why would you have an interview? Great interview. I ain't a hater. Um, but why would you do like? I mean, come on, man. You gonna interview somebody in regards of Shanquella Robinson, then turn around and disrespect her by having messiness on the same broadcast? It's crazy.
mm. Well, can I say one thing, my brother? Listen, because we on this time zone, so I might be a little late. How I'm
Yeah.
coming in and you going out. So I just want to make sure it's clear that I can land down that plane. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to overtalk you or overstep on you. So can I speak my speak?
Go ahead, gang.
Okay. Justice for Sanquilla Robinson. Okay. And justice for our beloved Mr. Bernard Robinson. Okay. Salamandra Robinson and Quilla Long Robinson. At the end of the day, we got to get one thing and one thing only. And there's only one thing I care about. A number, and that's number one, is justice for Sanquilla Robinson. And if we keep it on that, because justice is coming. No matter what people say, no matter how people feel, justice is coming for Shanquella Robinson. It's not going to happen when we want it, but it's going to happen right on time when it's supposed to happen at its time. So it's definitely coming. I want to say salute to my sister on the panel. I see her anonymous.
Salute,
Anonymous.
salute,
What's up, girl?
salute. I'm doing my thing.
Okay, well, we all doing our thing, and it's the sisterhood. But what I love to see, if we all could come together as brothers and sisters and as all content curators, because I know everybody's doing this, doing that, but justice does take time and it's coming. But brother Ronald Mack, this is why I want to come up, because I always want to give you your flowers, because I see you, I know you, and Lions and family. I mean, I see you and I know you, and this to let you know, Gangland family, you're doing your thing, and I respect that. That's why I said, let me come up, because now that I'm back, I'm long-winded from traveling, because when you're traveling, because I travel a lot, and when you get back in your home and you see your house, it's like, damn, I'm so glad to be back home. I'm so glad to be back home, but I'm tired. But I said, let me get on Brothers Panel, because I just like, I just was just, listening this a little bit. I just saw you was on live. I said, oh, okay. And I just got up and I just heard a little bit what you were saying. I'm like saying, who's messing with my brother? What's going on? But I guess a lot of shit is going on. But shit happens, right?
Yeah, it's like, how can we get justice when we got people saying that it's Nazir that's attacking Shanquella? You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
How can we get justice when people are doing that? Like, do you do
Right.
you do you
Because
really
you know
think
why
that
people's
was,
doing that?
do
You know
you
why
really think
people's
that was him? Like, come on, man.
No, go ahead, brother. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, like, do you really like all right for them to say that publicly, like is they believe in that, or like is they just know that they playing type shit? Like, because to say Nazir attacked Shanquella, I don't know, man. I'm about to play this video real quick though. Y'all hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. It's Gangland.
So I'm like, let me extend my birthday, and I'm gonna go to this trip. Cause I got asked to go on the trip in June, but I didn't reply because I didn't know what I was doing for my birthday, since the next birthday was the next week after mine. So, where I was at? Oh, yes, I left on Saturday. The trip was from Friday to Monday, October 28th, 29th, 30th. 31st going home. Didn't even make it there. So I get off my flight around like 2:16 Mexico time. I guess we 2 hours ahead. 2:16 p.m. I make a phone call. To everybody who there. Like, I need the address. So during this phone call, that's the first time I heard that Quilla wasn't feeling good. They told me that Quilla was sick and she was showing signs of alcohol poisoning. And they got that because one of their friends told them that they were seeing signs. So she was showing symptoms of alcohol poisoning. But I didn't know it was a fight. Hold on. I got my Bible. And I'm gonna put this blunt down because I'm not lying. I'm not gonna lie on that. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not saving nobody's ass. I'm not protecting my ass. I'm just coming here to keep it real because y'all in my DMs going crazy and all this posting my address and stuff. Like, y'all can go there if y'all want, but it's not gonna be pretty. But when I got there, it took us an hour. My taxi driver, it took us an hour to get to the villa because there was traffic. I don't know why. So I got to the villa around 3:26. Instantly, as soon as I go in there, I go to Quilla. Quilla didn't leave my side, none of that, till the nurse came. But I got too far ahead. So Quilla was laying on the couch in the game room. The fucking villa was like a big ass mansion, no upstairs, all tile on the wall, tile on the floor, straight tile, nothing else. So it just a big ass villa. I don't know if y'all can view it on the website. Go to Cabo Villas and look at how big this shit is and what it look like. But you're gonna see. So when I got there, she was in the game room. They told me she was not feeling good, so I instantly go to her, put her on her side, get a bag, and all that. So I'm sitting right next to her the whole time. I was cross my heart. I hope that I was there the whole time in the game room, and then they was talking about cooking, so we made it to the living room. I put on some soft music, sitting with her, rubbing her head, just chilling, waiting until the nurse came, because that's what I was informed that was happening. At first, I was told that it was a male coming, and then a female showed up. So by that time, I skipped another thing. Quilla wasn't found dead. She wasn't found dead. The maids found her slumped over the toilet in her room. That's what they did find her, slumped over her toilet in her room. That's what I was told. Quilla was not dead when I got there. Boom. So it's like, okay, so when I get in there, I go in, I see Quilla, I see she chilling, I put her on her side, I go out and make that video where I'm talking about I'm here, that I Quilla get up. I'm thinking like, damn, we got stuff to do, ATVs, a boat, dinner. I missed the chefs, I missed everything. Anyways, fuck that. So I'm like, damn, I'm thinking Quilla, let's
A joke.
Before we get back into that video, do y'all just hear how this nigga just lying?
Yep. I've been trying to tell you to get back to that video like months. I don't know how long it's been that I haven't been on Gangland, and I've been busy as a ma. But I've been telling you to get back to that video, and there's certain things in this video, and I'm glad you're getting back to it, brother, because really, to be honest with you, everything on this case and everything that happened, and all this mystery and all this talk, is all in what he's saying. Now he's saying some truth, and he's saying a lot of lies on game. He's saying a whole lot of lies, but he's telling us what happened. If you just listen and then put those pieces together, like I know you good to do, because you already know the deal about this demon, lying demon.
Listen to when he said, "Oh, I thought a man was gonna show up, but a woman came."
Right, because a
You hear him
man
say
showed
that?
up. Yes, because a man doctor showed up. It wasn't never a
He said,
nurse,
"I
but
thought a
he put
man was
the
gonna show up, but a woman came."
right. But did you hear what I just said, my brother? It was a man doctor that showed up. It was never a female nurse
So
that he
why he
wanted us
saying
to
that?
think,
Hey, you see what I'm
because
saying?
he wanted us to know a lie.
And then when you watch the Street Legal episode too, the Shanquella Robinson episode?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, listen, when I got back, I looked at it. Listen, let me put it this way. Anything that's going to keep Shanquella Robinson's name up in America and overseas, and those who's listening and paying attention and on YouTube, anything to keep her name out there for us to get this justice, I'm all for it. Now, was that 100% what happened? No, but I'm glad that a clip movie on on Tubi, whatever you want to call it. Listen, her name is being said. It has to be said, right? And they did a movie, so we're letting Charlotte Mecklenburg County know, DOJ, and Washington know we still want this justice for Sanquilla. So her name is still, say her name is the thing. Hashtag say her name, Sanquilla Robinson. It's still out here. We're fighting for justice. I know what I'm doing. You know what you're doing, and everybody else know what they're doing. So her name is still being put out there. So I'm happy for that clip, that movie.
So allegedly, you got the conspiracy theorists. They telling people that the case is closed and there's
No, it's
nothing
not.
else going on.
Not closed.
No, it's not closed. But you know what? Let me just tell you this. It's unfortunate that we as people And we, as Black kings and Black queens, have to keep going at each other with so much demon, so much hate, so much jealousy, so much bullshit. But at the end of the day, we don't see each other. It was Black people, Black brothers and sisters that took out another Black queen and did the most heinous crime in another country with our Black brothers and sisters that we call our brown skinned brothers and sisters in Mexico. Period, point blank. And then to take her out and did what they did in the nude and then come back and lie in the parents' face. And she came back in a box and they left her. And then to move out of there, they moved out of their homes, their houses. Now you all innocent. What the F you moving? And then the lie and this and that. This is sickness. This is a disease that we have in our people. Real talk.
Man, these
Until we
people. No, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
no, until we get to know that, we have to have some love and respect for each other because we're killing each other like every day. Unsolved cases that I'm working on, y'all, is millions of cases for our Black brothers, our Black sisters go missing, being killed and murdered. Unsolved cases that's not even being talked on the mainstream media. So that's why I'll get back and say I'm glad that some movie came out. I think it was well done. It wasn't exactly picked what happened. We could go back and forth. And then you got some demon haters that's working for the Cabo Six family. That's with these, probably paying them, probably on their team, and want to muddy the water. But we can't let that muddy the water. We have to be the one like you, Gangland, and a lot of other great content creators that's keeping it going and going and going with the truth. Don't fall for the damn stupid juice and lies. And know that we want this justice for Shanquella. Because this can happen to anybody. And see, the thing is, we don't take an effect that this shit will knock at your door. And then you're going to come out and ask and plead for us to come and do the same thing. You're going to plead for Rivka Omega, who's an activist. So people will be saying some bullcrap. Oh, is she what? No, I'm an activist. I've been one for a long time working for cases. And I F with Gangland, Ronald Mack, because I see what Ronald Mack is doing. So if you got any haters on you, brother, brush it off. Because it's only the devil, it's only the demon. Gangland, you got haters, brush it off. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep your eyes on the prize. And the eyes on the prize is justice for Shanquella Robinson. Ain't about nobody else. All this argument, all this bullshit, all this stuff, he say, she say, I say, that say. No, it's justice for Shanquella Robinson. And that's what it's going to be. Now, it ain't going to come when we want it, but it's coming. And Cabo 6, Demon 6, extradite your asses back to Mexico. Don't worry. You're going to get justice here on earth or up above. You're not going to get away from what you've done to Shanquella. Point blank, period. So, because I'm on one. I'm on one. You got me today. I'm off today. I'm tired. I'm jet lagged, but I'm on one. I'm on one today. I'm tired of the bull. I wish all these content curators can come together and get back to it, but I know there's other cases like Elisa Watt. I worked on a case as well, and I'm grateful. I mean, that case tore me up. I mean, it really made me emotional because there's so many of our sisters. We're the first to be spitted on. We're the first to be told we got attitudes. We're the first to be murdered. We're the first to be hated upon. We're the first to be last to be picked out of love and marriage and all of that. Everybody else gets something. We're the first, but we're the ones that born our brothers to be on this earth. We took all this shit. We're still fighting for our brothers and we're the first to stand up when something happened to our brother and put our bodies on the line. We've been doing that. Our ancestors been doing that. It's time that we come together and our Black men come together with us. We start respecting each other, loving each other, and seeing each other instead of all this hate. Come together for the real thing. Don't be about that money. Money will come when you do the right thing. Because at the end of the day, God sees everything. God knows everything. Yahweh, okay, Elohim, Allah, Okay? Sees everything and knows everything before we do it. So whatever you speak out of your tongue, it's going to come back to you tenfold. So if you're going to mess around with brother Ronald Mack and hate on him for what he's doing, and he knows the deal, because I've been on this show and that's why I F with him. Because I F with him because he's talking truth. And he's bringing many cases. But one thing he knows the deal about that damn demon Nazir, because he's the only one with the big mouth, popped off, told us a lot. But if you listen and dissect what he said, that mofo is telling us exactly what happened. And he's telling us a lot of truth, but a lot of lies. And he's mixing everything up. So those who's taking it and running it and kissing his ass, saying he wasn't there, listen, he was there. He was there.
Hmm.
Is if you have to figure out what the mofo is saying. But he's playing a lot of people, and his family has been up in everybody's channel. Content creators been playing them because you can hide behind an avatar. Who the f are you? But it's what you say out of your mouth. Speak your junk. I ain't the one. I'm for this justice for Shanquella Robinson. That's what I'm for. Period. On period, mother FOs.
I have a question for you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Have you heard about what Miss Robinson supposedly, I'll say allegedly because I'm not sure if that's really her, put in, I guess, an Instagram about saying people are M's? Have you seen or heard that?
Repeat it again, my sister, my beautiful sister. I can't really hear you. Can you talk up a little louder?
Hold on, let me
Because
turn.
remember, I'm like a couple of um hours, I don't know, in difference with your guys. So
Can you hear me now?
yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so apparently, allegedly, the mother put in some kind of an Instagram or something that I guess Nazir and some other people are M's. Have you heard of that or seen that?
Okay, you say Mrs. Salamandra
Yeah,
Robinson
yes.
did an Instagram and then saying that the Cabo Six is M's. I know
Yeah,
what the
and
word
the
M
first
means.
one I saw was it said Nazir. So you know of that?
Let me put it this way, my sister. Working on cases like high profile cases that I worked on, I can tell you, and that one I got justice on, I can tell you a whole lot of people's going to say a whole lot of stuff because this is a high profile case. And let me say this too to everyone in the front and the damn back and in the bushes, wherever you are. This case is still open. Case is still open. There's a warrant out for that demon Dejanay Jackson. Okay, so the case is still open. So that's another thing. But I'll be careful, my sister, for something coming on Instagram because don't forget, let's just think. That's all you have to do. Just think. Let's stop whoever it is because I'm putting when I'm speaking, it's not to the to the gangland, bang bang. Your guys are smarter than that. But I'm talking about dumb people. Don't take everything you hear that's coming on Instagram or YouTube. If the mother and the father ain't on no news and they ain't with the attorney and they're not the ones saying out their mouths that I can read it out them, I ain't listening to shit. My
Okay.
gold star is justice for Shanquella. Your North Star should be justice for Shanquella. Keep bringing it, keep talking about it, keep trying to find out some clues, anything that the DOJ can get, or Washington, or the Attorney General. At the end of the day, that's what it's about. So I'll be careful with that, my sister. And that's what I'll say. I don't believe it. If it ain't coming out the parents where I can see it, because I got to touch it, feel it, and see it. If it ain't coming from the news and ain't coming with them standing with their attorney, I don't believe shit. That's how I feel.
Okay. So I just, because you're, I just was wondering because it seems to be a little bit of stirring going on, and I'm wondering if there is any updates from DC.
Mm. Well, we haven't heard. And then we also know right around the corner on the 28th is her anniversary, October. The 28th, the 29th, really the 29th, because she's still living on the 28th, but, the 29th. So I'm praying and hoping. Another thing, can I just um kind of pin this in? Everyone, Gangland family, please talk this to people you see, Please send letters still to Washington, but definitely to only if you want to North Carolina, But this speaking, how your guys are speaking, bringing up the videos is definitely keeping the fire going. It's like when you light a candle, that fire is going. You praying on this justice for Shanquella. Say a prayer for the family. Keep them in your prayers, you know, and justice is going to come because that's what my belief and my prayer, but it's not going to happen just like this because you were dealing with another country, and this is a profile case, but it's international. But justice takes time. It might be long, but justice is coming, one way or other. Okay, either with the streets or either with the government. Pick one.
See,
It's
that's
coming,
where yeah, because
or either up above.
it's
Because
taking a bit too long, and we've got some people on the neck of this case, and me personally, I was trying to wait to see what's happening in DC, but I think that was, as far as I'm concerned, I feel like that business with DC, with who the person they sat down with, I think that was something to, kind of quiet things down. I don't think that anything's going to be done. But if it does, okay, that's great. But right now, what I'm seeing is not any movement. It don't take this long for anybody in DC to either make paperwork or phone calls to move things forward. So I'm just kind of concerned about this time frame. It don't take that long to make things happen, you know. But I know that certain people, even in the higher ups, are connected, whether it's through sororities or fraternities or whatever the case may be. But I'm just looking at this like, okay, it don't take that long to do paperwork nor phone calls to move things forward, like that case outside of North Carolina. So I'm just trying to figure it all out. But I'm just
hmm
wondering if you heard anything from that end as well, because it don't make no sense for it to take this long for that.
well,
But
like I said, and I'm gonna say it again, justice is coming. Justice don't happen when we want it to happen, but justice will come at its right time. And that's what I can say. And I can't say nothing else and nothing more, but justice is coming for Shanquella Robinson. But I
okay.
feel what you're saying, my sister. I hear you, and I feel what you're saying, but justice is coming, not on our time.
Hmm. Okay. Do you know of any movement that's happening?
I know the movement of justice, and justice
No,
happens
I'm
in its
talking
time.
about any updates in the case itself.
Oh, right. Anything I heard from Washington or anything like that?
Any kind of
No,
update.
no, yeah, no. I'm like you. Um, just heard of just a little bit that's been going on. Um, when it came to the gathering that they did for her. Um,
Were you there?
that Quilla Long did for her, you know, and then also what our brother, beloved Mr. Bernard Robertson came out and said, basically he went on a couple of platforms or spoken to some content curators. So that's a good sign there as well, and my prayers go out to our brother, I call him beloved brother, Mr. Robertson, And the grandmother, his mother, which is Sanquilla's grandmother, still living. My prayers go out to her as well, and as well as Mrs. Salamandra and Quilla Long and the entire family, because Quilla has cousins, aunties, it's a lot of them, and then all the friends and people and all the supporters, us who support that loves her, and she now is a part of us, and we want this justice, you know.
Mm, okay.
Hey, Ronnie, is that Ronnie on here on the chat, on the
What's
live
that?
chat? Is that Ronnie? I think is Ronnie B. Oh no, Lonnie. Lonnie. Is that Lonnie that's on the live?
Yanni,
Yeah, Yanni. Yanni. Hey sister, what's up, sis?
hey,
Beautiful sister, and see you in a long time. Had to tap in, come up and show some love. I said, yeah, I got to get on people that I love and just tap in real, not real fast, but kind of fast because I've been traveling. So I miss y'all. Gangland, gangland.
we miss you too. I just
Hmm.
woke
And
up.
who? Yeah, and I did too. I just got back from traveling overseas, so I'm on a different time zone. Who, who's brother? We got brother Ronald Mack up here, but we got another brother up here. Who's that in the line in Gangland with the emoji? It's another brother up here. Who's that?
That's either
Oh no,
country or Chris.
What's up, my brother Chris or Country? What's up, my brother?
That's
Miss you
Chris.
too, Chris.
Yeah.
Miss you too. I miss y'all. I really did. I'm glad to be on and stuff like that. But I listen. I got to catch up on your videos, brother Ronald Mack. I have to see what's going on. But I just had to come up and just show love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. We really want the justice. I don't know what the fuck they be on. Like, it be simple as hell. Like, okay, to bring awareness is one thing, but to really just make hella conspiracies and say, well, the pill bottle that was on the dresser has something to do with her demise, or a PPP loan has something to do with her demise, or her uh, arrest record has something to do with her demise. Like, it's like, this shit just crazy that people will go to that depth for a view or a subscriber when this is somebody's real life.
Mm-hmm. But brother Ronald Mack, they only trying to take you off the game. You already know how the streets work. You know what I'm saying? It's only to take you off the game when you really about that life and that about making your money. And my mind is always on the money and the money is always on my mind. You know what I'm saying? So why would you try to take me off on my game that I'm out here making and I'm feeding my family, but you want to take me off of some shit because you're jealous? That's only jealousy, brother, because they want to take you off to get you to muddy the waters. Don't muddy the waters. Because let me just say this too, really, on game. They muddied the waters on day one when this happened to Sanquella Robinson. Day one. This was all planned. Mexico did whatever they did. Cabo Six did whatever they did. Zanutica, what's his name? Zanutica? No, wait a minute.
Nigga.
Zinga.
Gerardo Zuniga.
Yeah, Gerardo Soniga. Soniga. Listen, he did whatever he did, and then the Cabo Six family did what they did to muddy the waters to keep. And then, and then, and then we had the DOJ bullshitters. Okay, in Charlotte, Mecklenburg County did what they did with this stupid autopsy guy that came in and did something what he did and then find out that he didn't really sign off. So he's not. It's just everything. And then the DOJ from day one, like I said, the first time when I got on your show, should have been in Mexico on day one. But they went and did her autopsy the day before her funeral, but she passed October the 29th. So this whole thing been muddied and muddied and muddied, and it was done wrong for one black woman. And then the thing I'm saying to myself is This is simple. We want simple justice. That's all, and that's it. Simple justice for Shanquella Robinson. That's it for this sister. Because it was a video that we all saw and seen. And the video don't lie and our eyes don't lie. And they want us to say, oh, you didn't see what you saw. Oh, don't pay attention to the video.
Nice try.
Don't pay, but we saw what we saw. And what we saw is the truth. But the Cabo Six know what they did. And every day they rest their head on that pillow, whatever. You're not you're not sleeping well because you know what you did. Nazir know what he did. But the great thing about this all is the two autopsies, the one that Mexico did and the one that America did. And the reason why I said that, because America added more to the autopsy that we didn't know of all the bruises and everything over her body, and especially between her legs, Nazir. Between her legs, what did you do,
It is.
Nazir? Or you and those other guys do to her, Nazir and Cabo Six?
There it is. I've been saying it. Others have been saying it. I mean, it's right in your face. That part, that part right.
And it right, and then if you put it together, is that video, is the autopsy from both of them, what add up to what happened to her, and then there's God's truth, and then Allah, Yahweh's truth, that's going to handle everything. Because ain't nobody going to get away with this shit because it was so demonic and so damn evil, and for the whole world to see it. Now, it is true that there's a lot of people that ain't on no YouTube, a lot of people living life, and the world of 2023, where how we living today, is so much shit going on with the weather, the this, the that, the that. Uh, I mean, we're in a time, guys, that it's some shit. But all I can tell you is that a lot of people didn't hear the case. So when I'm traveling, I talk to people because I'm a people person. I love people. You heard about the Shanquella Robinson? I don't. I see some young guys. I showed them the picture. They said, "Oh, she's gorgeous." And I said, "Do you know she passed?" I said, "Where you live?" I live in North Carolina. I let them know because I'm always talking
Wow.
about cases. I talk about Elise Watts case. I talk because I want people to know. And I said, when you have time, my brother or my sister, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. Look up that case. Here, look up that case. But guys, it's so many cases of unsolved missing cases of our black sisters and our black men. It's, it's beyond. It'll make you cry. Make you. I already did the crying. I'll make you cry and be depressed. And this
Yeah.
is a depressing case, but we got to stay on the North Star, stay on it till we get justice, and it will come. Keep hope alive, as somebody will say. Keep the faith, and we're going to get this justice. And keep on doing, Gangland, what you're doing, because you on it. And I love what your channel is about, Ronald Mack. You talk about different cases I even hear of, and then I have to write down as well and say, well, I got to take my team, and me and my team got to do this too as well. So, Ronald Mack, my flowers to you, my brother, and my blessings to you, my brother. You doing it, you know? And sometimes I don't get on your show, but you see me in the comments. I write you something just to let you know I'm still around. I see you, and I got respect for you, big time, and I F with you, you know?
Salute, I appreciate it. Hell yeah, man. You know, it constantly after every broadcast, they see why we do this shit. Like it's to bring awareness, and like I say, to have some place where you don't gotta be judged for your opinion. You'll get on one of these broadcasts from one of these other folk, and as soon as you're not agreeing with them, it's you out of there. But you know, it have been numerous times you came with your opinion. What happened? Even though some of it was crazy sometimes, you know, it was just your opinion. So I salute you for having your opinion and being you. And hell yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna drop down, bless you like I do. I love gangland. Gangland, stay strong, stay focused. I'm blessing, keep blessing y'all, keep being a blessing to the world, keep doing your thing, you know. And like again, justice for Shanquella Robinson and justice for the unsolved crimes of our people, our brothers and our sisters, and all people,
Right.
all people. And if we can come together with all people, because see, America's a state. There's continents bigger than America, and there's other countries around the world. And if we, everybody on this planet, can start coming together and see each other, love each other, respect each other, the world would be a better place. But we have to start somewhere. So I'm going to start where I always start. I always come in and say, good afternoon, love, love my beautiful brothers and sisters. Good afternoon to the people on the chat, and keep on going, keep on shining. And all I have to do is say peace, love you, and I'm out. All right.
All right.
I'll see you, my brother Mac, again.
See you later.
Oh, good. Blessings.
Um, Ron, Ron, can y'all hear me?
I can hear
Oh
you.
yeah, hold on. My mic was muted. Yeah, what you say?
Question. You got TikTok?
Yeah,
Okay, I'm about to send you. It's this thing on TikTok called TCC Crimes, the true crime thing.
yeah.
I need to send you something. I was just, I was just watching something today, and this shit disturbed the fuck out of me. But you know how we've been basically 9 times out of 10, the content that you outside of getting justice, the boyfriends that try to murder they women, right? I was just
Yeah.
watching. I don't know if y'all heard about him, but Nectar Hernandez.
Nectar Hernandez.
Yes. I don't
Nah, I
want to
ain't never
tell
seen
y'all
him.
what happened, but I need you to go. That shit is so sinister. When I
He
say
about
this nigga, I'ma tell you, I ain't gonna tell you, but it has to do with this man going to the maternity ward.
Uh-oh.
The
Sounds like a.
maternity ward. After he just dropped his girl off to give birth. And baby, I'm gonna tell y'all so bad, but that shit is so fucking sad. The screams of that girl. Oh
Mm.
my god. Oh my god. When I just went to sleep. I watched it like an hour before I went to sleep. And that shit interfered with my dream. Like that's how like I don't even know how to describe her cries, but I'm about to cry.
Mm. It's okay, Yanni. It's a
I
lot
need
of
y'all to watch that. I need y'all to watch that.
a lot of sick shit in this world, baby girl.
Yeah, but it is. But that right there, what he did was crazy. It was crazy.
Hmm. Wow.
And then question: anybody know anything about GPSs, like the ankle monitors?
yeah.
So when you have a ankle monitor, does it not track? Does it not tell them when you leave certain places, or how does that work?
No, they just track you to keep really is for house arrest, like GPS, and then you got GPS where people have that shit on their dog, just in case they dog get lost, and then you got people that got GPS where they put it on cars and they on sneaky shit.
Yeah, that I was just that we were all everybody in the comments was like, how in the hell did they track him? Like, how you didn't see him going there? That shit was crazy.
I
And
think once you get out, it depends. If you work, it gives you. It's weird. It'll track your movements, like you see, like in your car, like you could, like you going someplace in your car, you do a GPS.
Hmm.
It track it tracks your movements like that.
Yeah, that's fucked up. They could have had his ass. They could have had his ass.
No, she was walking into this.
A family emotional, holding on to each other as they remember Valerie Junius, who police say was shot and killed by her husband inside their Katy home on Roaring Oaks Lane on Thursday.
Our kids don't deserve this. If you have family that are in unhappy relationships, if you have friends that are in unhappy relationships, to stand by them, to talk to them, to check on them, to smother them. Because I wish I called my cousin. I wish I called her.
This family now begging for justice.
I don't care who out there that thinks that he was right or justified in his actions. It ain't nothing she could have did in this world that made her deserve what she went through. It don't make nothing that made her kids deserve what they watched their mama go through. So I urge you all to stand up as a community, as a family, and stand united and show up at these court dates because he don't deserve to go home.
This is the story of Valerie Junius, a 36-year-old mother of 6 whose life took a horrifying turn one fateful evening. In a devastating act of domestic violence, her husband, 53-year-old Lawrence Reed, unleashed a barrage of gunfire, leaving Valerie mortally wounded and her children traumatized. This tragic incident would leave a family devastated and a once peaceful community in shock. Welcome to Viral Crimes. Subscribe and hit the bell icon for more stories. This story takes us to Katy, Texas. Valerie Junius, a resident of Katy, Texas, was a great mother, pouring her heart and soul into the well-being and happiness of her 6 children. Valerie's children were the center of her world, and every decision she made, every action she took, was fueled by her deep-rooted desire to give them the best life possible. Originally from Chicago, Valerie now resided in Katy, Texas. She found love when she met 53-year-old Lawrence Reed. The two would later get married and things between the two appeared to be going well. But this marriage would unfortunately start to crumble, and Valerie grew unhappy in her marriage. The couple reportedly had a tumultuous relationship over the years, causing Valerie to spend extended periods of time away from him. At times she would go stay with friends and family in her hometown of Chicago. The details of what exactly went on behind closed doors between the couple is unclear, but at some point, Valerie decided it was time to get away from her husband, and she was in the process of finding a way to leave him permanently. After returning home from a month-long stay in Chicago, the very next day, Valerie's life would take a tragic turn. On July 29, 2021, on a Thursday evening around 8 p.m., gunfire shattered the tranquility of Valerie's neighborhood as her husband Larry mercilessly opened fire on her within the confines of their family home in Katy. Severely wounded, she managed to escape, seeking refuge in a neighbor's driveway, her body bearing the evidence of her husband's brutality, with multiple gunshot wounds to her stomach and arm. The horror did not end there. With callous determination, Lawrence pursued Valerie, cornering her in the neighbor's driveway. In an act of cold-blooded violence, he took aim and fatally shot her in the head, the shocking sight witnessed by a horrified neighbor who had rushed to help. Tragically, Valerie's 16-year-old son and 20-year-old daughter were also targeted by Lawrence's wrath. Their lives were forever altered as bullets tore through their bodies, leaving them to battle not only physical wounds, but emotional scars that would haunt them for years to come. Among the witnesses to this nightmarish scene were Valerie's younger children, aged 12 and 8, who were forced to bear witness to the terrifying destruction of their family. Innocence shattered, their lives forever marred by the violence that unfolded within the walls they once considered home. Valerie's mother, Gloria, was subjected to a chilling ordeal over the phone that no mother should ever have to hear. She was forced to listen as Lawrence Reed threatened to end Valerie's life and that of her children. The horrifying conversation took a terrible turn when Valerie's mother heard the sound of 7 gunshots on the phone. It was a chilling moment listening to her daughter's life being taken in such a horrific way. In the aftermath of this devastating crime, deputies from the Harris County Sheriff's Office arrived on scene and discovered Valerie dead on the ground. She had been shot and killed. Her husband Lawrence had barricaded himself inside the house and threatened to end himself, which led to a tense standoff with law enforcement. The negotiators spoke with Lawrence for about 25 to 30 minutes and were eventually able to get him to surrender and come out of the home. Deputies immediately arrested him.
A family emotional, holding on to each other as they remember Valerie Junius, who police say was shot and killed by her husband inside their Katy home on Roaring Oaks Lane on Thursday. Lawrence Reed was arrested and charged with murder. Her cousin says Junius was planning on leaving Reed.
She was going to leave him. She was tired.
Junius was staying in Chicago, where she's from, with her family and friends for about a month. Her cousin says she returned home the day before she was murdered.
He knew it was over when she stayed in Chicago, as long as she stayed. He knew it was over. He killed her. He didn't even give her a chance.
She leaves behind 6 children, ranging from 20 to 4 years old. 2 of the children were also struck by bullets and survived.
Our kids don't deserve this.
Domestic violence has become a troubling trend in the area, with the Harris County Sheriff's Office telling ABC 13 News they've seen an uptick in 2021.
If you have family that are in unhappy relationships, if you have friends that are in unhappy relationships, to stand by them, to talk to them, to check on them, to smother them. Because I wish I called my cousin. I wish I called her.
This family now begging for justice. Reed is scheduled to be in court on Monday.
Law enforcement was now faced with the difficult task of unraveling the motive behind this heinous act. As the investigation unfolded, a disturbing pattern of ongoing domestic turmoil between Lawrence and Valerie emerged, providing a glimpse into the darkness that had enveloped their relationship, eventually resulting in this unspeakable tragedy.
Are you interested in starting your own faceless YouTube automation channel, but all people do is tell you to go to Fiverr and
Neighbors, grappling with shock and disbelief, struggled to understand the horrors that had unfolded in their once peaceful community. Ivory Jackson, who lives nearby, couldn't believe what happened.
I know I heard about 5 shots. There's 1 here and then 2 this way at one child and then 2 this way. And he hit that child. And then my sister said she heard about 4 or 5 in the house.
Ivory Jackson spent part of his morning cleaning the sidewalk. We could smell the strong bleach odor as he told us how he ran out of his house into the gunfire, attempting to save his next-door neighbor's life.
She had gunshots in her stomach, arm, and that's when he came back out. Don't help her, she's dead. I shot her in the head, so I looked in the head, and of course.
Homicide detectives say Lawrence Reed is responsible for a triple shooting. They say the husband took aim at his wife, Valerie Junius, around 8:50 last night, and then shot her 16-year-old son and 20-year-old daughter. Photos from social media show the couple. Junius died near a neighbor's driveway.
I hear all the kids now, and I see him come up, and he's like, talking crap to the kids, and he shoots that way, then he shoots this way, and I see the kid go like this. That's why I run up and like, man, dude, what's going on?
Just from what I heard, it was a pretty chaotic scene.
Neighbors like Alex Soto couldn't go home last night. Deputies say Reed barricaded himself in the house, leading to a 30-minute standoff with SWAT. They talked Reed out and eventually cuffed him.
Great people. I mean, when I talk to them and see them quite often out here with their kids, I mean, it seemed like just great people overall. Nothing that would indicate, anything like that.
We barbecue, they come over, they barbecue, we come over. It's never any bad times around here, It's always peaceful, sunny. You wouldn't think that would happen somewhere like this.
He was shocked that there were no warning signs or clues that something terrible was about to happen. The neighborhood seemed peaceful and calm, but the tragic event shattered that illusion. Valerie's devastated family openly expressed their deep sorrow, giving us a glimpse into her life beyond the tragic event. They spoke about how she was a loving and devoted mother who always put her children first, showering them with love and doing everything she could to ensure their well-being. As the wounded children begin the difficult journey toward physical and emotional recovery, their lives forever altered, the community grapples with the aftermath of this senseless act of violence. Meanwhile, Lawrence Reed, the perpetrator of this heinous crime, awaits justice behind the cold, unyielding bars of the Harris County Jail, facing charges of murder and aggravated assault. His bail was set at $1.7 million. The weekend after Valerie's tragic murder, family organized a memorial service to honor her life. Relatives and neighbors came together outside of her residence at Roaring Oaks Lane in Katy, the very place where the devastating incident took place on Thursday.
Friends and family are remembering a woman who investigators say was shot and killed by her husband. 2 of her children were also injured in that shooting. Just hours ago, community members held a balloon release for Valerie Junis.
She's in a place where she has her wings, Father God.
There were prayers. Balloon release followed by tears, raw emotion from a family mourning Valerie Junis, a mother of 6, who family members say was always smiling. 2 of Junis's children, one of them 16, the other 20, were also shot. Both are expected to make a full recovery. The 16-year-old bandaged up, still in attendance. Loved ones assuring him and the rest of his siblings they would do their best to take care of them.
My cousin was a very good mother to the best of her ability. She loved her kids. Everything she did was for her kids.
My condolences to Valerie's friends and family. I am sorry you must go through this. She should have been allowed to move on with her life. May you continue to heal and one day find peace. Leaving an abusive situation can be incredibly challenging. Leave at a safe time. Plan your departure for a time when the abuser is not present, if possible. This reduces the risk of confrontation or escalating violence during the exit. Coordinate with your support network to ensure a smooth transition. Keep your intentions confidential. It's essential to maintain secrecy about your plans to leave. Sharing this information with the abuser can escalate the danger and make it harder for you to leave safely. Be cautious of your online activities, communication, and phone usage to avoid suspicion, and remember, if you ever feel like you are in immediate danger, seek help from emergency services or contact local authorities for assistance. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.
Yeah, yeah. This is where we were talking about, not letting anybody know your plans when you're trying to get away from a situation. It is
You see
very,
what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
it is so important. And I mean, I can't stress it enough. You just have to do a sneak attack and leave. A lot of people don't, they want to do it the right way. Sometimes you just can't. You got to go, take care of your business, grab your kids if you have them, and
Mm-hmm.
just get out. Don't say shit to them, block them, and once you get out, don't contact them anymore, because all they're going to do is try to draw you back in. They may wait 6 months to a year. Oh, I've changed, and if you go back, it gets worse. Every time you go back.
Man, what's good, gang?
Hey, Ronette, Anonymous Angel, Yanni, and I can't see the other person. But hello, everyone.
Hey, Nikki Lynn.
Gangland,
What's good with you, man?
Rockland. I came up because I don't know if this is the story that Yanni was addressing, but she had asked a question about how GPS works, and I wanted to explain that a little bit, but I also wanted to just answer your question as far as what's next for justice for Shanquella. But just on this last story, yes, family, honestly, there are red flags. And when you know there are red flags, yes, please move in silence. Definitely. But as far as the question about GPS monitoring, if I can run that.
Yeah, go ahead. It's all good.
Okay. So when we have someone on home monitoring, basically when you put that bracelet on them and that tracking, so it needs bracelet to skin contact. So that's what's monitoring them, that bracelet to skin contact. As soon as they cut the bracelet, you no longer have that bracelet to skin contact. So we know that the bracelet has been cut. That's the first thing. But as long as they're wearing the bracelet, we can monitor your movement. But it's almost just like the GPS in your car and in your phone. It's bouncing off of certain towers, but it's also sending signals back to a computer that's at the station, whether it be at the jail or at the prison or wherever your monitoring is being done. So it's sending signals back there to say where you are at each and every moment. So it can be live monitoring, although it can be a delay. The delay can be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. But what most people don't seem to understand is, hi Teresa, hi Chen. What most people don't seem to understand is, hi Miss Nat, is that once that although you're being monitored and it's live, what we don't have on you is a police officer tracking you. So even if that bracelet is on you and there is skin contact and we're live monitoring you, if you leave your home, if you leave your residence where you're supposed to be, okay, it's sending a signal back to this computer station, but there is not a police officer on you to say, go get him. He's out of bounds. He's out of place. It's just sending a signal back, and whoever is responsible for monitoring you knows that you're out of bounds. The most they can do is try to call you in or locate your presence. And then once you're out of bounds, a warrant has to be requested through the courts to say this person has violated his custody agreement or he's out of bounds through the judge or through the court. So if it's the weekend, you're essentially free for the weekend. And or unless you're in your community and a police officer knows you well, knows that you violated your home custody agreement and you're out of bounds, then they can pick you up. But other than that, for the most part, even though you're being monitored by home monitoring or GPS and you're out of bounds, most likely you will not get caught unless you are in the act of committing another crime. It's so Miss Tyree Ashala, I think that's your name. So it will show your exact location. That's not the issue. The issue is that there's not a live police officer or a police officer that's necessarily tracking your every location. A computer is.
Wow.
So somebody is at the center or at the jail or at the prison tracking you. But once you're out of bounds, then they have to request a warrant through the judge, through the courts, to say he's out of bounds. I want this person pulled back in.
Wow. So that really is not. It's
So most of the
they
time,
had dispatchers watching this, and then they can go immediately send somebody out. But apparently that ain't the case.
yeah, exactly, AA. That's not exactly what happens. And that's what, the public is, misinformed about. They thinking once you leave your house, then a police officer is on you to go and get you. And that's not really how it happens. Most of the time, if you're in your community and you're one of those troublemakers where the officer knows you well, then they'll know that you're out of bounds. They'll know that you're not supposed to be, in a specific location, and then they can, go and get you and turn you in. But most of the time, the warrant isn't even active yet. So even then, they may not be able to turn you in.
Oh wow.
So most of the time, the only reason these persons are caught immediately is because they are in the act of committing another crime.
That sucks. Well, the reason I said that, and maybe that was just a contract for that particular company I worked at. When I was back in California, I worked at a security place, and one of the programs that they had was the ankle tracking.
Mm-hmm.
And we would, the alarms in our office would go off, you know, when the person was out of their, now I know how it works, but at the time I just know that the alarm went off, and we had special instructions for that particular account. Because there
Right.
were, several accounts under that particular subject, if you will.
And I will say, I'm not downplaying any company, but even when it's private monitoring, sometimes that makes it even worse because those persons don't necessarily have police powers. So that makes it worse when it's private monitoring because all they can do, if I'm not mistaken, is once those persons was out of bounds, what did y'all do, AA? Did y'all contact the police to go get them?
Yeah, we would call the police,
Exactly.
and the police
Exactly.
will report back to us the status and everything like that. And then once they were finished with the contact, then they would go and we would get a report from them, whether they emailed it or brought it in, or we would get a report for that particular alarm going off just for our records.
Exactly. And no problem, Miss Cynthia. Yeah, so I mean, in that case, it's even more delayed justice,
Mm,
for lack of a better word. I mean, at least if it's a prison or jail, that those officers do have some authority to go out and get you or order you in. But if it's a
right.
private monitoring company, you guys have no powers to go and get these persons.
No, we didn't. We just would surveillance alarms and do
Right.
whatever protocols was in the account.
Now,
But
if you are a smarter criminal and you are on home monitoring and you choose to cut your bracelet, I mean, you're going to cut it and you're going to toss it, you're going to throw it. You're not going to run around with it on you. That's the first thing. The second thing is you're probably not going to stay in your neighborhood because that's the first place the police is going to look for you. And then you're not going to go to your family members' home where they have those addresses on file because that's the second and third and fourth places they're going to look for you.
right.
So
I'm
I
just
just
wondering
wanted,
about that because you hear stories who people have ankle monitors and they still get to who their victim is.
yeah, I mean, it's just like having a protection order. Um, it's a piece of paper. If I'm coming at you, AA, and you got a protection order, I mean, you can wave it in front of me and be like, "Hey, I got this protection order, Nikki. Don't come at me." What what does that mean? It's a piece of paper. The police has to be
Apparently.
there to stop me from coming at you. It's really just that simple.
Damn.
If I
So
want
what
you,
do
I'm coming for you.
and those cost money too.
The bracelets, you mean?
The no, the order, the what do they call that? Restraining orders.
You mean what do you mean they cost money?
I believe the restraining orders cost you. You have to pay a little fee to get that done.
You shouldn't have to pay for a restraining order.
Oh,
I mean, if you're poor and you go to the courts and request a restraining order, it shouldn't be that you feel as though you're only protected if you have money.
well, see, a lot
So
of
I'm going
people.
to disagree with that. I don't know that for every state, but obviously that would seem ridiculous to think that you should only get protection if you have the money to do so. So I'm going to disagree with that. I don't know if that's the case in every state, but that doesn't seem that would be fair.
Now, the only
To,
reason I mentioned it is because people who have got them told me they had to pay a little fee. But I guess it's according to whatever you let them know you have a little hardship, they'll probably waive it.
oh, okay. I don't know. I've never filed for one, but yeah, that seems almost kind of
I know.
ridiculous not to offer people protection. But the truth of the matter is, once again, if you're waving a protection order in front of someone saying, "Hey, don't come near me. I have this protection order against you," it really doesn't do anything.
Isn't the person also served in papers as well?
So, you're given the protection order and the person is told, yeah, you need to stay so many feet away and not to contact this person and everybody have you know, um, different parameters under which they
Mm.
need to operate within this protection order. But still, the point is, if you're crazed, if you're out of your mind, if you want to hurt someone or attack someone or go after them, you're really not caring about the protection order, so to speak.
No, they never do.
Yeah.
Most of the cases that I know of. They never do. They go. It doesn't faze them. A lot of people. Very few people have I seen that it phase, but most people it don't phase them. Especially if they, I don't know, mad, bad, and crazy to know.
Hmm.
Doesn't matter. And so we're seeing in these cases as well. It doesn't matter, and it's sad. Like, what did you get it for, right?
Yeah. And then my other comment I just wanted to make, Ron, was about, the justice for Shanquella and the infighting, that we're seeing amongst the content creators. I think is just, kind of ludicrous, to be quite honest, because if you want justice for Shanquella, I don't understand what the infighting is gonna is going to achieve. I don't see how that's helping us get justice.
A lot of it, from what I can observe and see, is to one, stop the content creators from talking about Shanquilla. Two, um, whatever unified fronts with between, say for example, Shank Rock and Mac, to break that apart.
Hmm.
This is what I'm seeing. This is what I'm observing.
I mean, AA, we all have our favorite content creators, our favorite platforms that, we go to for different reasons. And, you know, obviously I'm a part of, the Rock Squad, and I'm loyal to the Rock Squad. I'm loyal to Shank, you know, um, and it hurts me that, that he keeps being attacked, you know, I think unfairly. It hurts me that, he wants to not cover the case anymore. Um, and hopefully, with some time and with the support of the Rock Squad and his members, he'll eventually change his mind. But right now, I really don't see how justice for Shanquella equates to constantly just attacking each other.
Yeah, me either.
Even if we have different beliefs, I don't care, honestly, if you think someone was there on Friday, if you think someone was there on Saturday, if you think they flew in a plane, or you think they traveled by buggy. It really doesn't matter in the end if we want justice for Shanquella. How we get there, how we arrive at this justice for her, because we all want the same thing, is what matters. And the interview with Mr. Bernard, I don't know what anybody else saw, but it did not bring any type of closure for me or any new or pertinent information. I did not want to see, think, or believe that the family was divided. So that was kind of hurtful, because the last thing we want to do is have division amongst us. And I think that's what this is causing. But I think it's time we all just even move beyond that. And Ron's question is fair. So if the case is not closed, what is next? What's next? And I think what is next is what Shank was heading into before this, this messy stuff blew up with the infighting. You know, what's going on with the extradition? Where do we go with the next step? Who has the case now? The FBI chooses not to close the case because they're saying if we get more evidence, we'll review it. Well, not open the case back up, but we'll review the evidence and we'll move forward if we have to. Right now, there's only one warrant. That's for Dejanay. My position is, and my position only, I speak for no one else. I know who I saw attacking her on video. So to me, that's what matters right now. So let's get that warrant and that extradition process started. So yeah, let's rally behind the attorney and the family and fight for this justice. And if that's what Suan is saying, we need a higher level of diplomatic intervention. Well, let's try to understand how we get there. And I think that's what Shank was saying. Let's understand where we're at now and where we need to be. And I'm not willing to give up on it. I'm willing to visit and find that information. And hopefully Shank will as well. If he needs time, I'm willing to give him all the grace and the time that he needs. Because I can understand what it feels like to have someone repeatedly attacking you and throwing barbs at you and telling you the work that you do was all for naught. It means nothing. But it's okay. It's okay, Ron. It's okay, Shank, because I'm telling you, the Rock Squad is behind you. We support you. And when you're ready, we ready. And if it means that your subscribers and the Rock Squad got to keep the fight going for you while you just need a little time, we got you. It's okay. We're going to do that.
I have a quick question.
Yes, ma'am.
You mentioned an interview with the father. Um, was it something that Shank did?
Anonymous Angel, I'm going to be honest. I don't carry bones. I don't ask questions because I don't like to get involved in he say, she say. I don't know if it was implied that he did or he didn't.
No,
I
I
just,
mean he had the interview.
I'm not going to mention any other content creator's name. I
Okay.
just know that there was an interview out there with the dad, and all I heard was hurt and pain. And in that interview, it was just mentioned that he wasn't invited to the brunch. And so to me, that just showed that there was division amongst the family, which I did not want to hear because I think that didn't help. And so that was my point of view. I don't know what that did for anyone else, but that's not something that I wanted to hear. That's all I'm saying.
Right. Okay. No, I wanted to. I guess I'll have to search for it.
Yeah, out of respect for everyone involved, every content creator, I'm not going to mention a name. I'm not going to put out any wrong information, misinformation, bad information, because that's not what I'm trying to imply. I'm trying to say when I heard the interview, all I heard was continuous grief and pain, which is what everyone has been saying. Every content creator I've heard speak on it has said Mr. Robinson is grieving. He's grieving. He's grieving. And I agree with that. So the interview from him did not give us any new or pertinent information about where this case is hidden. That's what I'm saying. It just further gave us insight into that there may be some division amongst the family. And
Oh,
that was hurtful to me.
yeah. And this is not the time. But again, like I said before, um, sometimes we as the people need to stay out of their relationships. You know,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'll just say yes. I
that's
agree.
the family. That's the family's business.
Right. I'll say yes. I agree with that.
Hmm.
So my point was to come on here, try to clear up, any, misinformation about the tracking, the home monitoring, and just let Ron, thank you for giving me this minute to speak. Thank you for, continuously, backing Shank, um, and just letting Shank and, Rockland know that, his supporters, the Rock Squad, we're behind you. And if you just need us to continue this movement for a minute, then that's what we'll do. But I'm not for the fighting. I'm not for the back and forth with anyone because I don't see how that helps us achieve any justice for Shanquella. I respect that we all can have different opinions about what happened. Fine. It's not going to get us justice to fight amongst each other. It's really not. And when you get right down to it, some of it is downright bullying. Some of it is right along the same lines of what we're accusing the Cabo Six of doing, or what we accuse Dejanay of doing. So how can you be against them but doing some of the same that you're accusing them of doing? Just take a look at yourselves, guys, and see what you're doing. You can't claim that these people are evil and malicious and bullies when you in turn are doing it to other people.
Right. I agree on that.
So sometimes we just need to all step back, take a look at ourselves. Maybe we all need a timeout. Maybe we all need to look at our own actions and say how we contributing to this positively. Or have we done anything negative? Do we need to step back? Do we need to re-examine our actions? Maybe something we said. Sometimes we act out of anger. Sometimes we act out of frustration. Sometimes we react to something that was done to us. But sometimes we just got to stop. We got to chill. We got to think before we speak. Sometimes maybe don't act. Just take a day, 4 days even, before you respond. And I promise you, what you thought you was going to say a week ago will change.
Yeah, we ain't stopping. Yeah, we ain't stopping. Rockland, gangland, we ain't stopping. You know, hey, we gonna make sure he got that time uh, to when he do want to come back on that certain topic. But it's like to stop talking about it. It's just like that does make everything go in vain. And it seems like you know, motherfucker go to jail. They say like a nigga behind the wall and a nigga at all, because eventually that nigga gonna get forgot about. So it's like it'll be for it's already people not really talking about it unless y'all just trying to get a view, a subscriber, whatever the case may be. Then they talking about it. But other than that, like it's not too many people still talking about it.
Right.
It's not too many people still talking about it. So to stop for me to stop, that'll just be like just crazy. Like, bro, we got to. That's why you see it scrolling under every show. Justice for Shanquella. Where is the Akira Kemp scrolling under every show? Under every
Yeah.
show. Even if we ain't talking about it, it's scrolling down there. Justice
And
for
I
Shanquella.
don't know if that came out wrong. So I don't mean stop talking about it. I mean stop attacking each other. So certainly don't stop talking
Yeah,
about the case.
they gon' they I don't know what be wrong with them. Like it's just like I say, it's called networking. It's networking, but they wanna do more so politic than network. But it's nothing to politic. We bringing awareness to this situation. Period. It's
Yeah.
nothing to politic about. But when you got people that's bored, sitting at home on house arrest, nothing to do. I mean, this is what's go. This is, and then I think people is not mature. I think people are very immature for doing that. Because it's like, what are you getting out of that?
Hmm.
What are you getting out of that? What y'all think this love and hip hop or something? Y'all think this like some kind of reality TV show?
Yeah. I don't want to see anyone hurt. And I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings because honestly, you don't know what happens when people come off the panel or when they shut down their YouTube or StreamYard. You just don't know what you're doing to other people. You don't know the chain reactions that are being caused. That's all I'm saying. Just, think about sometimes, what you're doing to other people. And if you don't care, hey, I understand that too. Some people don't care, you know, about people that they don't know and what they may be doing to them. But I mean, I can appreciate everybody' feelings about the case and why they have differences of opinion. What I can appreciate is how attacking each other is going to make us arrive at justice. That's all. That's the part I don't get. But I just came up here to say that, Ron. I thank you. Those are my Rockland family that's in Houston, Texas. I just want y'all to know the Ravens, we up, and I'm watching the game, so don't be mad at me. Go Ravens. Thanks, Ron. Thanks, AA, everybody on the panel. Appreciate y'all, those in the chat.
All right, take care.
All right, guys.
Man, y'all see me up here, man, with this Raider jacket on, man.
Yeah. I'm loving it too.
Oh man, come on, man. Shout out Nikki Lynn, man. Y'all, yeah, man. Come on, man. Shout out to the Raiders, man. What's going on with the Raiders, man?
Raiders, they're doing great. Dang, man. She always brings wisdom and when things are like hot, she always like, cool them down. I like Nikki and I rock with her.
Yeah, salute to Nikki Lynn for surely.
Mm-hmm.
We about to get into some more content. Y'all know how we rock. And we gonna get back into it, justice for Shanquella. I mean, hey, the question is that's a relevant question. So what's next? That's what we talking about. What's next? If the case is not closed, then what's next for justice? Is it street justice? Is it, come on, man. We're going to talk after this content, man. Y'all know what it is. It's gangland.
Lake City police are working to figure out how a 12-year-old girl was shot and killed in her own home.
Officers have a teenager in custody for the death of a 12-year-old girl, and officers say they expect to make additional arrests. 14-year-old Jatorius Llewellyn faces charges for the murder of Mariah Smith.
Just after 9 p.m. on August 24th, Lake City police were called to a home on Northwest Long Street for reports of a shooting. Upon arrival, they would find an unresponsive young girl on the couch.
Lake City police have been knocking on doors trying to learn more information about the deadly shooting. Word travels fast through one Lake City neighborhood after a 12-year-old girl was shot Thursday night.
Residents talk, and it spread the word that there was a shooting over there and who it was. My agenda was that to go and see the parents or the grandmother.
Evelyn Leggett says she knows the victim's family and went over to console them when she heard what happened.
They good people too. That was uncalled for last night. And it's bad that they wait till night. Now it got brought on daylight to get bold and go and shoot up somebody's house and somebody lose their life.
Police are patrolling the neighborhood, hoping to learn new information about the shooting. Residents say this isn't the first one they've seen in the area.
We need to stop violence. Killing people ain't gonna stop, what's going on in the world.
Columbia County Schools released a statement sending their condolences to the family and say counselors will be on campuses to help grieving students and staff. At this time, it's unclear if the shooting was random or a targeted attack.
The victim was identified as 12-year-old Mariah Smith, who was sadly pronounced dead at the scene after succumbing to a gunshot wound. First aid was rendered by officers and emergency medical services, but it was too late. Mariah was reportedly sitting on a couch in her home, watching television and doing homework when the house was struck by a hail of bullets. Not long after, officers with the Columbia County Sheriff's Office secured the area, and the crime scene was processed by investigators with the Police Department, Sheriff's Office, and Florida Department of Law Enforcement. LCPD said that during the investigation, a number of leads were followed, including the questioning of family, friends, and possible witnesses, leading authorities to a suspect. LCPD says they know the suspect is involved in the case, but aren't sure of his role, stating that it was unclear if the suspect was the actual shooter in the case. The suspect was subsequently arrested following an interview with police. Concerns over recent gun violence in Lake City finally prompted Columbia High School to install metal detectors. Officials made that call after two armed teens attempted to hop fences into a football game, resulting in a change of venue for the last 3 quarters of the game.
This is a very tragic situation. A 12-year-old girl is dead after this shooting last night here in Lake City on Northwest Long Street. And there are very few details that we have been able to get from the Lake City Police Department other than the police report that was sent out around 8:18 this morning. But right now, again, Lake City Police say that that 12-year-old little girl was sitting on the couch and she was killed by gunshots that were fired into this home right here on Northwest Long Street in Lake City. And you can see that there are markers for numerous bullet holes that have riddled the face and the front of this home. Now, some more of the details that we've gotten from Lake City Police Department is that when officers and EMS got to the scene, they did administer first aid to that 12-year-old little girl who was the victim here, but unfortunately, she did die from her injuries. There were numerous agencies that responded last night, including Columbia County Sheriff's Office, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, the Lake City Police Department's Criminal Investigation Division, and investigators from the State Attorney's Office. The Columbia County Sheriff's Office Victims Advocate has also responded to assist the family. I spoke with some of them. They are sitting right across the street at a home, and they are grieving. They say they miss their little girl. They miss their niece. Now, the Lake City Police Department is asking anyone with information that could aid their investigation to call them at 386-752-4343. Now, right now, we don't know and we have not been able to confirm the nature of the shooting, if there is foul play involved, or if this was a stray bullet that killed this little girl from a shooting nearby. And again, as we take a look at the front of this home, there are numerous bullet holes in this home, and one of them, or however many of them, hit this little girl and she has died. Now, we are going to be here in the area trying to speak with family and trying to get more details, and we will have updates this evening coming up on Action News Jax at 4 and 5. But again, a very tragic situation, a lot of mourning and a lot of grieving going on by the family, understandably, here in Lake City on Northwest Long Street after a little girl was killed after sitting on the couch last night around 9 o'clock.
Lake City Police will quickly announce the arrest of 14-year-old Jatarius Rashad Fluland II, who is being charged with 1 count of murder and 2 counts of attempted murder in connection with the case. Police also said that more arrests are expected, and anyone with additional information is encouraged to come forward. The case remains ongoing.
Are you sick of having issues with your webinars, wasting?
Man. Mm-mm-mm. Mm.
Oh my God, man! It be so many stories. It be like, damn, bro. Like, man, they just keep going and going and going. They just keep going and going and going.
It's
But you
starting to
know,
be
like I said, what you say, gang?
it's starting to be sickening. Yeah, because they're going for the kids now. Like, the fuck? Yeah, this is and the boy that they caught was It's 14 a years young kid old. himself. Yeah. 14 motherfucking years old. The fuck? So why the fuck is you out here killing and shooting a 12-year-old? What the fuck does a 12-year-old do to you? Damn. This is it seems to be getting younger and younger and younger. This is redundant. There is no justification for that. Oh, stinking ass. What? I'm just saying. He look like that little boy look like he stink.
Right, little dirty hoodie nigga.
Yeah. Don't want to take a shower and shit. What you got to prove,
You know
nigga?
what? You know what? That's probably what happened. She probably told the little motherfucker he stank at school, and he waited and got mad and thought about it all day and wanted to go kill her over it.
Yeah, go kill yourself.
Go kill that tub and wash your ass, nigga.
Yeah, man. Fucking go learn how to be a young gentleman. You don't kill a little girl. What the fuck, motherfucker? You got a
But see,
fucking
that falls back on the parents, cause I know a lot of parents got kids that age, special boys, running around here letting them hold guns and putting that shit in their head like it's cool for them to be a little baby gangsters and shit. You know what I'm saying?
nah,
Little
man.
little Ray Ray think he running out here cool and hard and shit because
My
his
thing,
daddy, Big Ray Ray, telling him it's okay.
my thing is, who the
Hey
hell
y'all.
is driving?
Hey
That was a
sis,
drive-by.
Who had a drive-by?
No, I'm of the case that we just saw. And thank you, Miss Nat, for that information. Thank you. Um, you know, that little, that's some old drive-by bullshit.
yeah, that's some
And the
punk ass
nigga
shit
didn't know
to
how to
be honest.
shoot. You got these, but see, here's another thing. Like where I come from, some of these older gangsters have these young boys do their dirty work for them, you know, so that they don't catch the case.
That's what you
And
call the store roof. The
yeah,
crash dummy.
yeah. So they send out these little young nigglets to go do, some dirty work.
He's
The
in the
little
hair
boy that,
spray. He's in
they
the hair
keep
spray.
his hand, yeah, keeps his hands free, and you know, my whole thing is, don't you know the little nigga gonna they gonna
Girl,
fold and toss? Yeah, little toy soldiers is what we call them. Toy soldiers. That little boy need to be in his house doing his fucking homework and
homework.
shit. The fuck
The
you
fuck?
doing out there like that? Now I
What's
know
up, y'all?
it's some
What's up?
broken
Show us
homes, but
love.
yeah.
Hello.
Hey.
What's up, gang?
Oh
I'm
my
just saying.
God.
I know there's some broken homes, but damn, can we break some ass while we over here?
That part, can we change up a little bit at least? You know? Shit.
Put a foot in these little niggas' asses and try to teach them right somehow. You know,
My
I
thing
mean, but
about it,
the thing is, if the parents don't know from right from wrong, then how are you gonna teach it to your kids?
them niggas know right from wrong. They don't want to do right. I know people who literally do not want to do right, and I don't. I get away from them niggas because they
mm,
always got mess going on. They don't want to do right. They like gangsterhood. They like this ratchet shit. They'll tell
and,
you that too.
and you
They
right
don't want
about
to
that.
change. They don't want to change. That's why I stay away from a lot of motherfuckers because I know how they are.
You right about that because I'm me watching this video. It's a sick feeling because I got a 14-year-old and a 15-year-old this month, and I'm thinking about man these kids. And I'm
Hmm.
tired of people talking about the gangsters because gangsters are the ones that I know they smarter. They think smarter than to tell a child to shoot up a house when anybody can get shot.
Hmm.
This is not no 1999. Man, they cannot be considered gangsters if they tell a child to do that.
Well, there's some out there that do.
Gangsters, most of them move
I
in
see it.
silence. So this right here makes me think this was some child play, dumb
Hmm.
decision making, impulsive stuff.
Well, them little niggas need they ass whooped every day.
That ain't gonna change nothing.
Yes, it will.
So
No, it
man,
won't. Whooping ass is not gonna change a child that's got mental problems or whatever going on. All
See,
that's
now
gonna do
this
is
is
make them
where,
meaner and harder.
And make them continue to do what the fuck they doing.
now see, this is where we're going. I'm just going to
Now,
agree to disagree.
if you're gonna tame their ass, you should start when they feet first hit the floor. You can't.
Yeah,
You
but
the
you
only
got
other way that a child that age can be changed if they took out of the home or the situation that they are in and put
one
into
thing I'm
another
gonna say.
environment. It's the
One
environment.
one thing I'm gonna say, and I'm not trying to. This is just my opinion. I'm not trying to go against anybody else's opinion and how they feel. But I am really tired of people using mental health like that. And I'm not saying anything against y'all. This is just my feeling. You know, I understand some people have mental health, but I also know and have been around people who know right from wrong and just don't want to do right. And
And
I
I
most
understand that, and
likely,
I can agree with that.
yeah,
I can agree with that, but
I'm
I am
gonna
gonna
say something
say,
with you too, because I work at a mental.
yeah,
I,
and
I
I've been
work at a psych hospital, and I see this shit every fucking day. That's why I be up there at my job telling them, why is y'all letting somebody in here with a behavior? That's not psych. That's not. They not crazy. They know exactly what the fuck they doing. That's not psych. That's not mental health. They
when
know exactly what the fuck they doing.
it's
when I say,
intention.
can I explain myself? Because I was the one that said mental health.
Oh,
When I said mental health, I mean in the environment. I cleared it up if anybody was listening in the end, but saying the environment. It makes a difference on a person's mental health. If you got to come home to no food, no clothes, no shoes, and that does not something to your mental, the environment that you are in can do something to your mental. If you're a woman getting beat every day, that does something to your mental. So
Okay,
that's what I
that
mean. The
part I do
environment.
understand. But I have seen kids. Trust me when I tell you, I have seen kids well taken care of, and they still acting ass. They still do stupid
Exactly.
shit, and that's why I have to kind of. That's why I said what I said, and I do forgive me for it. Feeling that way. I just get frustrated when I hear that phrase behind some kids that know better, and they still do stupid shit. You know. Um, and again, I have witnessed this myself. This is why I'm here, not there anymore. You know, these little from little kids on up to adult grown up. There's some evil, truly evil people out there who really don't want to do right. They don't want to be saved. Don't save her. They don't want to be saved. Okay, it's true. They don't want to be saved. They like their ratchet lifestyle, and if you try to tell them about it, they try to fight you. And I got to the point where, okay, well, I'm just gonna get away from all you niggas, okay? Because I can't be bothered. I don't want my peace broken, because then I'm liable to pick up something and go upside somebody's head. And I'm not trying to go to jail for nobody. So I'm seeing these badass kids running around, and they ain't. I mean, these kids is eating, clean clothes, you know, some poor, some not so poor. I mean, they got Nikes on their feet, and these little rat bastards, they and bastards, they just bad motherfuckers, bad motherfuckers. And you try so hard to keep your kids from being bad, but your kids want to go out and play. You can't keep them inside all the time,
you sure
and then
okay?
you end up
Because when
playing
they
with
cause
these
when they break
same
loose,
bad motherfuckers.
because when they break loose, it's over. It's
Yeah,
over.
yeah. So I mean, we can do our best to instill the right things in our kids. It's up to our kids to make those decisions,
Exactly.
and adults. I'm holding the adults accountable as well. If you
And,
got some stupid ass, dumbass motherfucking adults that do stupid shit and they know better, and you know they
They,
know better, and they just look at you like, so what? And you like, and they're like, don't judge me. I'm like, well, nigga, you over here doing stupid shit. Don't come to my door. No, don't come to me. You understand what I'm saying? Now that
yeah,
I see that you fucked up and don't want to change it, don't want to fix it, and don't want to tell your kids right from wrong, don't want to kick your kids' ass when they fucking up. Okay, and these kids, because they know they talking to their mama crazy instead of her drop kicking them when they do. They cuss them out like they another person. No, you gotta snatch up some necks, okay? You got to make them understand. No, 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 no. We're not gonna do this here. And when you start to give a shit enough and get off of clubbing so much and go and getting your lashes done, your hair done, all this shit done, and you ain't got the kids right, when you start focusing on the kids more, maybe, just maybe, you might get a breakthrough. But in the meantime, these little nigglets is running around trying to be like grown folks. They smoke
Yes,
like they
yes.
never
This. Can I say something real quick? This is what I'm saying. I'm raising teenagers right now in this time, you know. And my son made a bad decision. Him and some guys play fighting in the bathroom. They
Oh.
sent them straight to the school board. Straight to the school board. This is what me and my husband had to deal with last year. And so we went junior high now. He's in high school now, but junior high, we went straight to the school board and they looped him in a game. My husband stood up, and this is where I think it changed stuff because his daddy was in the building. He said, "My son not raised like that. He's not around it. And I hate when y'all take these little black boys and try to put them into a game when they half of them don't really know what it is." He said, "So I'm not gonna let you do that." The man on the school board was an old black man. And you know what he said? "I apologize. I shouldn't have said that." Now, had I been the mother in there, the woman in there, I think it would have went a little bit different.
It sure would have.
So therefore, I seen with my own eyes how they sent those other boys to a behavior school, another environment with other kids that are really into something, and thought that was gonna make them better.
No.
Just like they got juvenile system. Think you're gonna put them in there with kids that are really from the struggle and all they know is, like you said, mistreatment and abuse, and that's gonna make them better. So this is the plan that's set up in the system, and you cannot give up on them because the system is already planned out for boys, for one, to become men, to be incarcerated. And if you think I'm lying, you need to go way back and look and see where all the black men, most of them ended up, and where they are now, and how the struggle is real.
That's right. I said when I was
So
in the
the
12th
system is
grade.
already put up for black men and boys.
I remember when I was in the 12th grade, that was one of my reports that I wrote, you know what I'm saying, to get that credit for me to get my high school diploma. And I wrote about that. And I said, at the end of the day, I said by the year of 2026, majority of our black men will be dead or in jail. And since I wrote that, that's exactly what's been going on.
Exactly. So this is just
And
not
I wrote that in 1996. And this is what?
exactly. So
Damn near
this is just not nothing
2020.
that's just happening. What we have
Exactly.
now is the internet, and it's showing more. But this has been going on, and now we got an internet, and now we got videos, and people are but this has been going on.
Right.
So
Right.
environment has a lot to do with a lot of stuff when it comes to these young boys and these men. And yes, it is some kids that were born evil. Some of them make it, some of them don't.
I just feel like, unfortunately, like I'm just based off what I've seen and been around, and some of these mothers and fathers are shit. They should have never had them children because they not doing what they're supposed to do. They still want to live a ratchet lifestyle and don't give a fuck.
And
Instead of
then you got to look at their life. You got to look at how they grew up. Who was
Yeah.
living ratchet then? They might not have been twerking, but they was in the liquor house or doing something. So it goes back. It didn't just start here. That's what I'm saying.
I already know. That's what I'm saying. But at the
But we
same
see it
time,
more.
we know a lot of these people know right from wrong.
Who's to say? That's what I'm saying, Anonymous. Your right is not my right. My wrong is not yours, sweetheart. It's the environment. that
That I
that
understand
we are
too.
brought up in. Now I could go over Jimmy's house and say, "Oh, Jimmy got mom and daddy, got food to eat, got it nice." I can look at that as, oh, I'm gonna be. And see, you got to look at perception. You can grow up in the house with a drunken father, two kids, two boys the same age. One can have the perception of, I'm not gonna do this when I'm get older. The other one can say, I'm gonna be just like my dad.
That's my daddy. Yeah.
So it's perception of the person. So I can't always blame the parent because we don't know what we're raising in this day and time. We have to pray for them and show them what we know as best as we can. And I don't
Yeah,
even
well,
know
that's
what
what
some
I said in
parents
the
know.
beginning. What I
Yeah,
was
I
saying
don't
in the
even know what
beginning.
their perception is on life.
What I was saying in the beginning, most of us will teach our kids as much as we can, and then it's up to the kid to take those values we taught and make those decisions. You know,
Okay, so I got a question. If a parent say it's okay to get high in my house, your perception might be, oh, that's wrong.
not mine.
Somebody else might be saying it's okay, at least they doing it at home. See, perception has a lot to do with a lot of things because parents are different,
Right.
just like
But
kids are different.
there's that basic right and wrong. When it comes to that kind of thing, I know a family right now where, the dad does his thing, but he will tell his kids, you are not ready for this yet. And he will, he's very like observant, and he will drop kick whoever needs to be drop kicked and teach and tell them why. His teaching methods seem to be working. But you still have those hard headed kids that no matter what you do, they still gonna be who they are. And they know right from wrong, but they decide they want to do it their way. They
Yeah, and then
decide
some
that
of
they
them are
want
just
to do it.
curious. They curious.
Yes,
Some
true
of them
that.
are because their mind are growing. They're growing. They're kids. Some are
Right.
put in adult situations. So environment is effed up. And I will continue to advocate about the environment because some mothers are doing the best they can, raising kids on their
Right.
own. They're great
Right.
mothers,
But
but
then
they
you
still
got them
kids.
little demons that don't want to listen, that don't want to make the right decisions, that know right from wrong. This is the ones I'm talking about. This is the ones I'm talking about. You know,
And
we
I
got,
say they weren't, some of them weren't just born that way.
hey, you know what?
You're
Some,
right. Some of them be born like that. And
not,
when they born
not
like
all
that,
parts. There are some parts that's going to be defective.
That's what
Obviously.
mental health, like I said.
Okay.
Some mental disorders are generic. We know that. Those are genetics. They ask you if you say you did mental health, they ask you on a questionnaire if
Mm-hmm.
you ever, about your family history.
that'd be one of the main questions on the questionnaire.
All right, then. So I'm not
They
making this
ask
up.
you, and the reason why I say that because I know that I go to counseling, and they ask that question. Ain't nobody could sit here and tell me, oh, they don't ask. They ask you that fucking question. They want to go back to when you was little. Well, what happened to you when you was growing up? You know what I'm saying? That's how they gonna determine how they gonna put you in a category. Okay, if she says she grew up raped, we're gonna put her in this rape category. If she says she grew up in an abusive home, they're gonna put you in that category. It all depends on. But they ask those questions to get a background on how you grew up.
Monica said, my kids are grown and I'm still teaching. I know that's right. My 23-year-old, honey. I'm
Mine's
still,
too.
I'm like,
Mine's
you don't
25
learn
and
here
I
no
still
more.
be on his motherfucking ass. I still be on mine. Still on mine.
Yes, you can do the best you can, but your children have
And
to
that,
go out into the world. And that's just what it is.
and then on top of that, as we gotta realize as parents, mother and fathers, when we have kids, we didn't come with instructions. It didn't tell us,
No.
oh, when you become a mom, this is blah 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 blah. When you become a mom, you're on your own to figure that shit out. Either you're gonna be a strong mama or a weak
Mm-hmm.
mama, or a mama that just gonna give up because this is not what you are able to do. Like that's not in you. I can't raise another child or raise a kid because I don't know right from wrong. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. And I know families who raised their kids in the church, took care of them, made sure they went to bed on time, did everything, and all of them crackheads now. All of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't fully blame a parent when the child gets of
Hey,
age or they start acting out.
because a parent can do it as so what they can. That's what the thing. We don't know what goes on behind closed doors. That parent probably been getting on that little boy ass. You know what I'm saying? Telling him from right from wrong or whatnot. But again, if you got your kid that got a friend that strongly got a mind control over your kid, there's nothing you or nobody gonna be able to tell that kid because that friend got that child's mind. And that friend is the one is telling your kid what to do and what not to do. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And
And that's fucked up.
you can tell me this because some parents, you know what they do? They'll save them every time they get in trouble. Save them, save them, save them.
Yes.
And
And
then they
that's
turn
not
into
putting
it.
them
Now
in the
you
kid's
raising a
place.
yes, now you
Yeah.
raising a different demon. Now you done saved him. He can't be touched in the world. He's thinking until he's
Mm-hmm.
somewhere that mama can't help him. So I never say what my children won't do. That's the biggest mistake people make. Oh, my child will
Exactly.
My child wouldn't
never.
do
Stop
that.
that.
My
Stop that.
child's
Because
not
at the
like
end of the day,
that.
your kid is gonna do it. That's just like if you keep your kid locked up in the motherfucking house, what you think gonna happen when that kid get the fuck out,
But
fella?
wow. I tell you
They
now.
gonna buck wild because they gonna be like, oh my god, I done missed all this shit. I didn't even know. And that's how trouble gets started too. Because they
Yep.
don't know. You keeping them in the house, that ain't gonna teach. I mean, the house, yeah, you gonna teach them from right from wrong. But what about the streets? What about the real life behind house? You gotta teach them that. Teach them that. Because that's what the kids don't know. I teach my kid about the streets and the right shit.
And
Mm-hmm.
one
You
thing,
got
another
you
thing,
gotta teach them
yeah.
about the streets before. You gotta teach them about the motherfucking streets first. Because that's the dangerous. You can teach
Mm-hmm.
them in a house too, but guess what? That baby got shot in the motherfucking house.
Mm-hmm.
So no matter what, you teach them about the streets or the house. You keep them in the house or keep them in the streets. If it's their time, it's their motherfucking time. We all got an expiration date.
Yeah. And it's hate that it have to go. I hate that kids think it's okay. That's my biggest issue because I don't know the story. I don't know the issue, but I know this ain't the first time something like this done happen.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
This just a story we singing.
This shit happen every day, B.
Every
Every
day.
day.
I grew up in neighborhoods back home like that. You
Yeah.
hear shots, you get down on the
Shit.
ground.
And some people
I
think you just
remember
give up on them, whoop their ass, put them in jail, put them in juvenile. That is not safe. Them people gonna grow up and become adults.
right? And let me tell you what's gonna happen when you do that to your kid. You're teaching your kid gonna grow up to hate you because they gonna feel like, oh, my mama or my daddy didn't love me. All they did was just go put me in the system or gave me to the people they didn't give a fuck about me. So again, like I said, as parents, it don't come with instructions. We gotta go as we fucking go.
I have to pray for mine daily. Not only that, I have to tell them what I know is right.
All right.
I have to tell them what I know is right. I have to teach them from my mistakes. I don't hide what I've been through or the mistakes I made, but I don't glorify it either. I got grandbabies now. When they come over, my little niece, my little grandbaby say, no, she too. I give her that one look, and I bet you she don't say it no more. Reason being is because I'm starting when you smile.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what.
starting
Yeah.
when your feet hitting the ground. Cause that ain't cute that you can cuss. That ain't cute that you can stick a bird. That ain't cute. That ain't cute. That ain't funny. She said shit.
Yeah, see that again, I've seen a lot of that where babies get away with murder and they think it's cute.
Oh no.
I mean, I got
Shit.
relatives on the flip side of my family, not my immediate family, but the step side that are just, oh my goodness.
And the thing about another thing, as adults and as parents and as as a whatever, we gotta stop. sitting up here going against the next motherfucker because on how they raise their kids. You know what I'm saying? Everybody have their own household and everybody gonna do what they think is right within their own household. So if you see somebody kid or somebody child over there doing X, Y, and Z, or if they parents are allowing them, that's between that parent and their kid. Who am I to come in and try to tell you, oh, what you're doing to your child? You letting it. That's not my. That's not the
Yeah,
fuck.
that's true. You don't. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
everybody raised their kids wrong, and that's what we have to stop as an adult. Stop. Basically, you tearing that other parent down because of the simple fact because you see what they doing ain't right, or you feel like what they doing ain't right. Again, you take your options or whatever, and you run with you shut the fuck up and you worry about your motherfucking kids.
right.
Stop trying to be a parent to everybody else's kid. Worry about your own because those the ones kids is fucking up because you so busy trying to tell the next motherfucker how to do they motherfucking kids. Worry about your
Exactly.
own. Worry about your own. The energy that you putting into the next motherfucker, worry about what they doing. They put that energy into your own kids.
Right.
That's the
Exactly.
thing. That's the thing we have to stop doing as an adult. Stop that shit. Stop putting down rating the next person on because what you see what they doing with their kid. Maybe that's their way of coping with their kids or dealing with they or however what the fuck. I'm
Mama,
not gonna sit up
yeah,
here and knock nobody parenting on how they do their fucking kids.
exactly. But mama, in the time when we grew up, it took a village, but that was love.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm
That
just
was
saying.
love, right? I
Kids
get that, but
abused
we don't
by,
have that no more.
yeah,
We
we
don't
don't
have that.
have, you can't just trust Susie next door with your child while you run to the store. You can't
Because Susan
trust
might kill
somebody
your
home.
fucking child. Because Susan might fucking touch your child. That's what I'm saying
Exactly.
now. You can't do that shit how we used to do growing up. Because you can't trust motherfuckers around your kids.
And I just think I think Anonymous said it earlier, immaturity. A lot
Yep.
of people don't know how to love. They don't know what love really is. They claim they know love and
They
how to
don't.
show love, but they don't.
They
Right.
don't.
They don't.
And
When I
that's
go
the
feed the
saddest part
homeless,
of all.
I'm thinking about them. I ain't got to eat today. It make me
Right.
feel good to serve somebody.
Me too. It make me feel good to roll my window down and give out $5, even if I got it or not. But
Exactly.
I
But
know deep down inside
everybody
of
not
me.
like that. This is a selfish time. We are living in a selfish time, and our kids, you have to teach them about selfishness and about
Mhm.
love,
Real love.
real love.
That's what these kids want and need is love,
A lot
not
of times
nobody.
that's what it is.
That's exactly what it is. And attention. That's what I'm saying. I work at a psychiatric hospital. Kids comes in there 18, starting at 18, because now they don't graduate from the other little stage or system or whatever where they was at before. Now they don't graduate to the grown shit. Now they really get to see, well, damn, this is what it is behind closed. I'm out of psychiatric place. You know how many motherfuckers came up in there at my job, first time being there, and seeing they first time there, seeing motherfuckers acting out. They like, oh hell no, I ain't know this what this was about. I don't want to be here. I want to go home. That's why I tell people when you go to them hospitals, be careful on what the fuck you say to them. Because you
Um,
can sit up there and say, oh, today, I was just feeling so bad today. You know, I don't know where I want to be. Guess what? As you telling them that, they putting a referral for you to go to a psychiatric hospital because they think you crazy. Because they think you finna lose your motherfucking mind. Instead of them sitting there talking to you more to figure out why you feel that way, they ain't finna do that because they don't give a fuck.
yeah, and
They don't
Monica,
care why. Huh?
what Monica say, you can't say if they know right from wrong. As kids, they mental is not adult level. Monica, you are so right, but you can't tell the
Right.
system. You
You
can't
can't
tell
tell the
the
system that. That's what I'm saying. You can't say that because the system, like I just said, you could just say that one little word, and they're gonna put you in a referral to go to a psychiatric hospital to get evaluated.
and
What
I feel
what
the
word is that
same way. I be
again?
like, they mind ain't even grown yet. They ain't even really developed into that stage of life where they know, oh, I messed up or if I could change. They ain't even there yet, but y'all finna give them 25 years to life over
Hmm.
one mistake.
Hmm.
We live in a time that somebody will chop your head off at the first thing that they think that you're doing or saying wrong. They don't give you the chance to mess up and see yourself. Because, oh, it's supposed to be perfect. Show me. Show me
Ain't no such
perfect.
thing.
What that look like?
Right.
Ain't no such thing.
I ain't seen one yet.
Ain't no such thing.
That's my main thing. I just sit back and I
If
watch how people degrade the next motherfucker on how they do their parenting. Stop
Mm,
that. Stop that. For one, come with a motherfucking help. You know what? I see what you're going through. If I can't help out or if I can whatever, I'm gonna try to help you to reach your child in a different way or give them a different message. Don't sit up there and oh damn, she letting her child do this. Damn, her child only 13 and she letting her have sex and woo. Okay, instead of just doing that, be like, you know what? Let me go over there and go get this kid and go take her out and show her something different.
yes.
There's nothing wrong with that. Stop hating on the next parenting. Help that person. Help them because they probably don't know. Like I said, when we have kids, we don't come with instructions. We
Mm,
figuring that shit out as these kids one going from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. We run with our kids. We learning them just as well as they learning us.
mm-hmm. Right. And you're
So
right.
then pick a
We got some
motherfucker
now.
up.
Yeah, we got some people who had kids that is bitter, mean,
Mhm.
angry, hateful, dishonest, disloyal, and they raising a child.
Right.
But it's still perception because I have seen the meanest mama have the sweetest daughters.
Hmm.
I have seen the hatefulest parents that cuss and have the sweetest children. They so humble. Then again, I have seen the downright easy mamas have the most hateful kids.
mm-hmm. I've seen it a lot.
I've seen it too. I've seen it
It
too.
bothers me, you know. But again, stay out the way. Take care of your own, you know.
Yes, if you're not helping in love, keep your mouth shut. Because you're not doing it, making the situation worse.
I just be like, ooh,
It's sad though, and I understand anonymous when a child kills another child or takes another, and they don't even realize this is not something you can take back until
I
you
just,
sitting in a cell.
and even then,
They said, wait a minute, wise watcher at the panel, what is each of you are, or example, are setting up a child for failure? I ain't never setting no child up for failure.
huh?
That right. What kind of question is that? I just set up
Wait,
here and
wait,
just said
wait,
what I said.
wait. Read that again. Hold on, let me
It
read that.
says, what is each one of y'all, I mean, what is
What is
each
this one?
of you all view or example or setting up a child for failure? I would
Oh,
never
okay.
set a child up for failure. Never. I
My,
tell my daughter
Well,
every
not.
day when you
I
go to
say,
school, make better
I,
decisions.
yeah,
I say,
my view, as she asking, what is the view on or an example? Like I said, wise watcher, it is about perception in the child. We never know what a child's perception of anything is. We can pull out a gun. We don't know in front of two kids. We don't know each one of their perception when we do that until they act on it.
Right.
So therefore, it depends on a child and their perception. Yes, I am here to guide them and teach them, but their perception gonna be the first thing that pop in their mind.
Hmm.
Can I
my
We
change
view.
their
could teach the
mind? I
kids.
do not know.
At the end of the day, we could teach our kids from right all day wrong, all day long. We could tell them what's right and what's wrong. But once that child leave your door, out your house, it's on them to make that right decision or the wrong
Mhm.
decision. We
That's
could
right.
teach our kids right
Mm-mm.
from wrong all day long. But once they leave this door and you're not with your child, that's when they make their decision. Either I'm gonna do something right today or I'm gonna go out there and do something wrong.
My
Exactly.
idea of setting up a child for failure um, when a child sees the parents fighting, the you know domestic abuse, because this child sees that the mother or the father stays in the home, who's ever doing the abusing, and in their mind, this is normal. So when they grow up, they slap their uh, significant other around, and it creates a generational curse, and somebody got to break it. So
Perception.
that's one. Okay, that's one thing. A child not getting disciplined for doing the wrong thing,
True.
not giving
Speaking.
up the discipline.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the two things that you can do to set a child up for failure. If you
Right.
don't discipline your child, and sometimes you got to get the belt, paddle, shoe, whatever it is, you can't just put them on one foot and do the ostrich. Some of these kids are hard headed. You got to
Right.
get a belt and let's, for example, when my mom whooped my behind, she'd get a chair, she'd have her weapons on the table. When I say weapons, I say switches, belts, whatever.
All that shit.
Yeah, and she make you sit your behind down, and she will talk to you about why she's about to whoop that ass,
That's what I do.
and then tell you. I mean, she played it out. What decision did you know? What did you do? Blah blah blah. Why did you do it? Blah blah blah. And what decisions did you have? What were your choices? She
Right.
will
And
break. She broke it down just like that. And then you better not talk flip. No no no. And when she makes you see your choices that you had, and then she'll ask you again, what choice should you have made? And then when you say your answers, you get your ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? You just jump up something.
because then you knew what you did. You knew what the fuck. It was a
Yeah.
setup. But you knew you learned your lesson.
Yeah, and then a two parent home makes a difference. It does because, and I'm speaking from my own. If I let something, my husband is more the disciplinary when it comes to whooping that ass. He's more of that. Me, I'm more of the punisher of taking away and coming back and sitting down and talking. Now, what I do notice when something slides by me, like, Mama, can we go to the game? They come to me for that. Yeah, you can go to the game. But before they leave out the door, he the one who gonna be there with little boy, this and that and the third. Because maybe I'm not on my game that day. Maybe I'm tired. Maybe he just doing what he do. So that balance does help. That balance does help. Where one picks up, where the other one may fall off. And I didn't grow up with my dad, so I know I got a lot away with a lot of stuff. Because my mama wasn't, when she was working, she wasn't paying attention to certain things. And I was able to slide through every now and then. But when she caught me, she beat me like a man.
Salute to the panel. I was kind of listening to everybody's opinion on um, what was being said. And when I think of that question, that Wise Watcher asked, um, I my assessment is the way a person would determine success, because everybody doesn't determine success, the same way. And as an individual who's worked in that setting practically all my life, good, bad, and different, I've seen some evil children. I've seen some evil children that have done some heinous things. And I've seen some parents that have done some heinous things. And I'm at times the first one to say, sometimes you have to look at the lineage and stuff when it comes to parenting. Parenting doesn't come with instructions. And I'm a certified parent coach. It don't come with any instructions. Hopefully you had parents that taught you good morals, good values, and good convictions. Doesn't necessarily mean that a parent's a child's decisions is based off of what the parents. Your children have their own minds in their heart. You can tell them to sit in the corner, but within their heart they're standing up. But I do say this to even the young women: it don't come with any instructions. Mm. But we live in a dispensation where there's a wealth of information out there that can help you, when you don't know, if you don't know how to, because we don't all always know how to be a parent. Hopefully you had someone that told you not to give a baby Pepsi, but at the end of the day, you can learn if you truly want to. If you truly want to.
Yeah, that's true. I totally agree. I totally agree.
And I'm a person, I believe in the therapeutic process. I do believe in the therapeutic process. I don't think there's anything, there's a stigma among therapy when it comes to our population, our culture, but I believe in the therapeutic process. And a lot of times, and this is just my assessment, when I'm conversing with young people, it always leads me back to the parent. So before I can have a conversation with the young person, I got to have a conversation with the parent.
Mm-hmm.
True.
And then I tell my parents, you got to give your parents a bye too, because guess what? They learned in their own language.
Mm-hmm.
They learned in it, and their dispensation was something totally different from ours. I don't really too much believe in, quote, I'll spank a kid, but I don't believe in too much whooping kids. For me personally. Now, there are some times you may just have to, but at the end of the day, let's figure out some other ways to, combat those issues.
You know what, Ange? I can say with that, I can speak for myself on that. Yeah, like when I had my son, I used to whoop his ass, like, because I thought that's what the right thing to do for a boy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the
Yep.
day, what I taught myself, the more I whooped my son, the more he did the bad things. The more and more he was in trouble, the more and more he was making bad decisions. I'm thinking I'm
Mm-hmm.
whooping his ass to better him. But all I was doing was whooping his ass to make it worse to him. So what I
Yep.
did, I put the
Yep.
belt down, I
Yep.
started sitting here and I talked to my kids. I talked to
Mm-hmm.
them. Since
Mm-hmm.
I've been
Yeah.
talking to the both of my two kids that I
Yep.
have now,
Yep.
I don't have a problem because they know right from wrong.
And that's what I mean. You can,
It's like I whoop they ass in they when I get on they ass with my mouth. I learned that.
Yeah.
I don't have to use a
mm-hmm.
belt to hurt my kids. I use my mouth now, and they know
Yep.
when I'm serious, and they know like okay, I don't did. Mom don't okay, fuck it. I
Yep.
don't want to like her. I don't like her like this. You feel
Yep.
me? So I'm gonna change what I need to do to make my mama right, or make my mama feel some type of way, or make her feel good. You know?
My
So I'm a
son's,
true believer. I'm a true believer in not whooping your kids. I'm a
yep.
true believer.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm a true
Absolutely.
believer.
And I
Absolutely.
learned that. I learned that because my mom, in the age of 60, she told me that she didn't realize her mama was abusing her. She said when she
Yes.
raised us, she thought she was doing better than her mama because her mama used to whip her with drop cards. So she
Mm.
thought her beating us the way that she did was better than what she got.
But what you said, the main thing is, and you're right. And like I said, I'm counseling is a motherfucker. Everybody needs it. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I done been through
I don't
all
believe
type
you
of
down.
parenting classes and I go to shit. So just to make sure I'm doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you the shit that I have learned from me to just doing all of that shit. the main
Yep.
thing is that we are hurting each other and hurting our kids with abuse, because that's exactly what these kids see when we whoop
Mm-hmm.
their ass. Mama ain't taught me shit, but I know my mama abused me. My mom used to whoop my ass. That's all you hear. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? You don't hear kids say,
Yep.
"Well, you know what? My mama sat me down and she talked to me." You know what I'm saying? Name one kid that you heard that said that. Every kid you done heard to say, "My mama beat me." My mom. That's all they remember, and that's abuse. So meaning that you're teaching your kids as they grow up, it's okay to be abused. It's okay to get your ass whooped by a man. It's okay for that's where all the
That
shit
part.
comes from. It comes from that right there.
My
Yeah.
But if
son
you sit
my
there
son can
and
never
you
say
talk to
that.
them,
He
yeah.
can never say that his mother beat him.
Mm-mm.
That's not his testimony. Now he can probably say that I caved him in the chest one time. But at
Right.
the end of the day, most of the time, because I figured if I talk to him, let's talk. Let me hear where your headspace is.
Mm-hmm.
Dad's assessment was you've already set the precedent at 5. They should know what you stand for and what you not stand for, and so they don't have to too much do a lot of talking. It is what it is when it comes you know to dad's voice. But at the same time, every day, our little leisure time from school, we have a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have a conversation. Let's it is something that and think about the people who do it when you're mad.
Oh my God.
Mhm. Yes.
When you're mad because you can't control the behavior.
Yeah.
That's how
Yeah.
that's how most of the time kids wind up either dead
Mhm.
or really really hurt because
Yeah.
you're angry because you can't control it. You
Right.
can't control the behavior.
Yeah.
But what you've done is you've taken that behavior and you flipped it until what? Violence.
Mhm.
Exactly.
And
And
you give it
and
to
I took on my niece when she was 12. Her mom passed away, and she had been in a different environment. So it was a lot of stuff that I had to break. And I have grew up with our brothers, anybody that know me, and I got all sons. So this was something new for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought about the first thing I thought about was what my mama did wrong or I seen wrong. And her thing was she would jump on it. If a teacher called, even if I didn't do nothing, she would jump on it and it was directly my fault without even talking or whatnot. Now I did have my grandmama who would sit me at the table and make me right. I will not. I will not do this. I will not do that. And I remember that because it stuck in my head because I had to write it about 200 times. You know, but
right.
they say she used to beat them. She didn't do that to me. Grandma was different, but we knew she didn't play. But at the same time, me taking her in, I used some of the good things that I knew, and I'm not perfect because I probably did some things wrong. But this child was making zeros. They give you a 50 to start off with. Now she is a straight A student. She got her permit, working on her license. And I am so proud because all it took was conversation.
Mhm.
All it took was conversation and prayer and God, first and foremost.
But I will say this: if you don't want me to chastise them, don't bring them to me.
Yeah.
Hello.
I
Let's
don't.
say,
I
Yeah.
don't
say
care
that
who
again,
you is. I
man.
don't care who you
Right.
is. You don't want me to chastise them,
Yes.
don't bring them to me.
That's right. That's how I'm at with
Yes.
my grandkids. Cause one of them act like
Yes.
he was gonna spit. He too, cause I got two 2-year-olds, and he act like he was gonna spit in his mama face. Like, and I'm like, where did he get that from? And she 23, so she like, you better not spit on me. And he's still doing it. And I looked at him, and I said, I wish you would. And he looking kind of ashamed, trying not to look at me. But see, I don't play with kids and old people. That's my motto. If you're old and gone, I'm not playing with you. And if you're a child, I'm not playing with you because you're going to test my intelligence. So I respect you and keep you in your lane. And that's it. And that's all when it comes to that. But yeah, environment makes a difference. Parenthood, if you whatever you put into it, sometimes you will get the best out of it. Sometimes you won't. But nobody perfect. Nobody's perfect.
Ain't sure ain't. But I done seen that other persuasion though, baby. That's a whole nother topic and conversation.
Come on, man. Y'all hit the link. I dropped the link to the clubhouse. So y'all tap in, man. We're gonna be in the clubhouse. I just dropped the link to the clubhouse. So we ain't gonna keep people too long. You know, Sunday, people I go to work tomorrow, cook Sunday dinner, things like that. So, you know, hey, tap into the clubhouse. So, you know, we get to it, continue the conversation and still do our things, you know, we gotta do. We'll be back tomorrow. And yeah, man, come on, man. Ange up here, Mama, Money Bird. We had a good show today. Let's continue to stay positive and continue to try to see justice for Shanquella Robinson. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Y'all know what it is, man. It's Gangland, and I appreciate y'all. Like I say, we back on tomorrow morning. Hit the link for the clubhouse. We ain't going nowhere. We going to that clubhouse. So hit that link to that clubhouse. We gonna pop out. Y'all know what it is. It's Gangland.
Niggas know me, been off the points is like back when. Gang in the field, bitch, we be something like the Pac-10.
Gangland, we around this motherfucker, man.
Oh, man, bitch, stand on that. To the head, I'll show a nigga's feelings. My ninth and wood nigga, up the street from the village. We ain't in it, you niggas don't talk no guns, we ain't in it. Make sure you put him down, never leave a witness. No love for the suckers, never on forgiveness. Stomp down on these niggas, cause niggas is big. Ooh, about to blow something. Man got the stick, about to hold something. Ooh.
Y'all know what it is. It's Gangland TV to sit there live. Hit the like button. Don't be boosty. And subscribe to the channel. And hit the notification bell, man. That shit easy, man. You know what I'm saying? Easy. Subscribing. That's free as fuck. Hit the notification bell. That's free as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. That shit's free.
Gang in the field, bitch, we be something like the Pac-10.